Hey guys, it's Tarot and Beyond. If you are new to the channel, my name is Siobhan. I'm a professional psychic medium. I work directly with spirit to bring you messages from the divine to help support you in your awakening and ascension journey. And today, in this pick a card reading, we are going to be looking at the month of July, or the month ahead. Technically, all readings that I do are timeless, and so you can watch them at any point in time. If you're called to this at some later date, the messages will still apply. Take things as they resonate, though, because these are general readings. And we are doing pick a card style, so you can intuitively select the group that you feel most called to based on the cards. We've got group number 1, which is the Phoenix card. Okay. Group 2, the Shark. And group number 3, the Eagle. And if you feel called to more than one group, that's fine. You might even want to watch all of them or in a particular order. There's no wrong way to do this. Just use your intuition. Let that guide you. If you're not sure how to do that, just tune into your body. Feel which one you get a yes from, and a yes will usually feel like an expansive energy. A no will feel like constriction. If you're not connected to the body as much, you may want to choose through what one your eye falls on first. You can also go to a reading, and if it doesn't resonate, you can jump to a different one. So there's no wrong way to do it. Just let yourself be guided through the process. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and we'll see you in your readings. All right. Hi, group number 1. Welcome to your month ahead reading. This is for July 2024. But again, all my readings are technically timeless. So if the message calls to you, it calls to you. You guys chose the Phoenix, and this is actually a synchronicity I've been seeing for the past couple weeks now. Is that accurate, Spirit? Maybe not weeks. It's been like a week since I've been seeing the Phoenix energy leading up to this reading. And this one popped out when I was shuffling for the cards to use as significators. So group 1, it feels like you're going through a rebirth, and you may have been feeling this leading up to the month of July. Like, I don't think that this will just be relegated to that 30 days or whatever that month is. This is an energy that you've been in a progression toward, is kind of the vibe I'm getting. And the Phoenix is a death and rebirth. It's not always the easiest energy. It does challenge us. We kind of have to deconstruct before we reconstruct. We burn down into ashes, which can, depending on the circumstance, be painful. And then we're reborn from that. So we're going to use the Mystic Mondays deck. This one's the Cosmic Creatures. I've had people asking what decks I'm using, and I'm really bad at remembering to say that or put it in the comments or in the description. So I'll just say it out loud here if I can remember to do it. But yeah, we're going to use this Mystic Miracles. It's Mystic Mondays. There may be a miracle that is happening on a Monday in July. Group number 1. That is such a specific message, but something about a miracle and connection to Monday and this death and rebirth process. Now, what I want to do is use these cards to take a look at the general theme for the month, like the energy overarching for the next month. And then when it comes to the challenges you might be having and also the blessings that are coming in, I want to look at those as well. So what is the overall energy for July? You have the Chariot. So she's flying through the air in this card, which is not in the traditional Rider-Waite, what the chariot looks like. So this tells me that you're soaring. And it's giving me Fox, like Fox the Phoenix from Harry Potter. You guys who are not new here on the channel know I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. And Fox, in that book, the skills or gifts, the miraculous abilities of the Phoenix are to be able to lift extremely heavy objects as if they weigh nothing, and also to heal wounds that other things could not heal, that other magic could not heal through their tears. So I'm seeing you being able to fly forward in some way and make some kind of miraculous progress in July. And this is really the overarching energy. Even like the color scheme is kind of similar here. We've got oranges, reds, blues, and purples. So we are going to get some chakra cards after, but right off the bat, I'm seeing root chakra, sacral chakra, throat chakra, and third eye. So this is to do with your ability to feel grounded in your body, connected, emotionally balanced, sensually experiencing life, tuning into your authenticity, speaking your truth, learning, expanding, and seeing things through clearer vision. So being able to see the way forward is kind of the vibe I'm getting. And I think this is why there's a massive launch. Like you're able to fly for the first time in a long time. Maybe you've had broken wings, so to speak. And all of a sudden in July, this death rebirth process affords you the ability to be able to fly sky high. And this is going to be translated in different ways for different people, but I'm seeing this as an expansion and a movement in what you're manifesting, what you're creating, what you would like to see happen in your life. It feels like you're moving towards a goal and you're feeling good about your capacity to be able to do that. Now, what is the obstacle or challenge this month? You have the Queen of Swords. Okay, so the mind and the throat. I was going to say the throat chakra and the third eye, the mind centers. These are going to be areas where you will be challenged this month, group number 1. And I'm not going to lie, it feels like you're going to be challenged with truth. Like I literally just said, I'm not going to lie. This may be the challenge, is to not lie to other people or to yourself. And in a world where little white lies are actually considered normal, but they're not. Like any lying is not good lying. But I'm getting this message of the obstacle of July being not to lie to yourself. And they're showing me energetically, Spirit is showing me that if you lie to yourself, if you don't say out loud what the truth is for you, or you don't listen to what you are telling yourself, like your body is telling you, it feels like there needs to be a bridging of the body and the mind. Root and sacral or lower centers, and then the third eye and throat are the upper centers. So there needs to be a bridging of this gap between the body and the mind. And if that doesn't happen, then you may be lying to yourself, ignoring certain sensations, intuitions, instincts, and over-rationalizing, over-logicking your way out of situations that you really actually need to pay attention to or approach differently. So the challenge is going to be speaking your truth. It's going to be being honest with yourself. It's going to be showing up authentically and having the courage, the bravery. I'm also hearing the word ferocity. Okay, ferocity to be able to speak your truth, maybe defend yourself, or to say, it's like, it's like blunt but honest is kind of the energy I'm getting. And that's the ideal for you this month, group number 1, is to be blunt but honest. Like don't sugarcoat anything this month. And this is the challenge, but it's also, I always look at challenges as opportunities. So this is actually the opportunity if we want to look at it that way. And then what that results in is actually the blessing. So let's look at the blessing. Oh, I knew it. 7 of Swords. This is about lying and deception. So the blessing is that you reveal the untruths, like so strongly. I'm getting this message, group number 1, that you reveal the untruths. And this is actually what catalyzes this massive awakening that I'm seeing in this Phoenix moment. So the less that you, I just got the word subterfuge. I was going to say the less that you lie to yourself or deceive yourself, the more honest you can be with yourself, the more you are going to make progress. But there could be some kind of subterfuge. And subterfuge is like things going on behind your back, which is what the 7 of Swords talks about. But this is in the blessing position. Get a clarifier, they said. Okay, thank you. Queen of Pentacles. Very much to do with the body. It could be to do with your money as well, or your business. The success orientation of the Chariot energy there is really the focus. I think this month you're going to be looking at a lot in regard to what you're building, what you want to work towards. I'm hearing productivity or being productive or seeing growth or progress from what you're doing on a daily basis. This is where the honesty needs to be. Either you need to be very clear and truthful about who you're communicating to, or you need to be clear and truthful about what it is that you want and why you're working so hard toward it. I mean, both really, right? But I'm seeing that there may be some kind of subterfuge to be aware of in the month of July, group 1, but it's a blessing. It's actually going to result in money for you. I don't know how that's going to happen. Spirit, can you give me more information on the 7 of Swords and Queen of Pentacles? Because I don't really see how the 7 of Swords could be a blessing on your finances. Oh, they said intuition enhancement. It's teaching you to read subtle energies. This is the blessing, group number one. And this is the whole point, is so that you can get very clear. They're showing me the auric field. Okay, so you can get very clear in your auric field and your ability to perceive what is the truth from others. So it's like if somebody presents a false mask to you, they say one thing, but energetically, that's not the intention, or that's not the truth, or that's not the actions that they're putting into it. You're going to be able to read that really clearly. But to do that, you have to be very willing to trust yourself and to listen to all of those little prompts and nudges and body sensations. I feel a lot to do with the body here. The emotions, yeah, all of that. Okay, I want to get a clarifier on the Queen of Swords, the Eight of Cups. You may this month, group number one, need to be honest with yourself about walking away from something that doesn't serve you anymore. I heard for some of you, this is a relationship. Okay, that's not going to be for everyone, but I did just hear that. I heard a relationship. So this could be you walking away from a relationship that either causes you to deceive yourself, or where you really don't feel like you can be fully yourself or authentic or honest, or this other person is not being honest with you, or they don't have good intentions. Like there's some kind of backstabbing or ulterior motives going on behind the scenes. And this could, like I said, it's affecting your security, your financial security specifically, your work, your progress. So you'll have to make a decision this month, group one, to walk away, to follow your truth, to trust your instincts. If this is not a person, it could just be that you need to trust yourself to feel into when you need to jump on an action. Like if you get this intuitive nudge that you need to do something or go somewhere, listen to that, because if you don't, then you are quote unquote lying to yourself in that way. You're repressing your truth. But in this context, it's pretty much the same thing. They're also telling me something about lies by omission. Lies by omission. Okay, so watch out for people not giving you the whole truth, or you not giving yourself the whole truth. But I see this whole system kind of like burning to the ground. I don't know how this is. Let me just see here. Can I get clarifier on the Chariot, the Princess of Swords? And I heard the truth will come out. The truth will out. Truth Herald of the Day. I heard, okay, what? July is looking like a very truthful month in group one. Like it's all the truth and nothing but the truth. Maybe this is a legal thing or something like that. But if not literally legal, this is like soul court, spiritual court. You're taking yourself or someone else to spiritual court. And the whole purpose of this is so that you can benefit through the enhanced intuitional development. Yeah. Ace of Pentacles. This is going to result directly in some kind of financial reward. I'm hopefully we're going to get more information on this. Okay. Like, oh my God. And the Ace of Wands underneath too. So 2 aces, and these were clarifying or connected to the Phoenix energy of the month, group one. So there's a very, very clear new beginning this month. If you have felt like you couldn't make progress, or you couldn't move forward, or something just wasn't working, I'm hearing gaining momentum, like something didn't look like it was gaining momentum. I'm seeing very clearly that actually that's going to be the opposite of the energy that you experience in the month of July. Things start to gain momentum, and I'm hearing literally. Okay, so how is that, like literally gaining momentum? Momentum, literal momentum. Okay, so it's like pushing something forward, moving something forward. Maybe you're traveling somewhere. Yeah, they did say something about flying. And when I think of momentum, I think cars, planes. Yeah, so sorry, there was cat hair in there that I just noticed. And cat hairs or cat meows are kitty confirmation. Okay, so that's confirmation. And especially around, I'm hearing getting the ball rolling. Something about finances and business is going to get rolling this month, group one. And it's because you went through, or you are going to be going through, this massive rise from the ashes, a rebirth. Maybe you're even rebranding yourself, or if you don't have like that kind of a personal brand or a business or anything like that, it's like you're changing the way you express yourself. You're showing up differently. And I feel like you're calling people out on their bullshit. I just gotta say, I'm really strongly getting that energy. And I can see it here in the cards, yes, but I'm feeling it strongly intuitively. It's like you're just gonna be calling people out where they are lying in some way. Maybe it's just like conventional lying, like I said, like little white lies, or maybe it's big ones where they're actually trying to deceive intentionally to gain something. And you're just not having any of it. You're like, no. And you see it so clearly. I think that's what's so beautiful about this, is that you see it so clearly, group one. You're just like, no, I can spot that from a mile away. Like your bullshit radar is going to be really, really good. And it's connected to finances. I'm still kind of stumped by that, group one. I'm still kind of stumped by that. But let's get a miracles card. Oh, look at that. When I've overshared, I simply say, wait, why am I talking? Oh, I was getting synchronicities, and I always pay attention to the repeating patterns that happen leading up to a reading, because everything's connected. Everything's connected, and time is not linear. So before I do a reading, I already start to get messages about what that reading topic is going to be. Yeah. And all of these other things. And so there's something about oversharing here. Oversharing versus omission. So where are you not saying enough, and where are you oversharing? And oversharing is a trauma response, by the way. It's like, it's trying to prove the validity of your experience. When you're oversharing, it's because you're looking for someone else to understand. And the reason that you're seeking that person to understand is because there's some level of you that doesn't understand or agree or completely validate what it is that you're experiencing, or what it is that you believe, or whatever. So like it's the silent ones who are confident. It's the silent ones who can sit back and observe and don't need to overshare or justify or seek validation. Those are usually the ones that either they are very confident and very authentic, or you need to watch out for them because either that person is staying silent so they can acquire intel on you. You know what I mean? Like they're listening and calculating. That's that subterfuge energy. So watch out for people who are listening a little too closely to whatever it is that you're saying. And this could mean that you just don't share as much this month, group number one. Like don't speak on it. And this is another message I kept getting. I left my synchronicities journal out in the living room, but that was a message I've been getting the last 2 days, was not oversharing and not speaking when unnecessary. And I was actually listening to a podcast episode from a former special services or secret services agent. And she was talking about how she would gather intel. And it's not a coincidence that I used that phrasing, gather intel on people by listening to them. And this was part of her job. And it was so that she could get like a character profile on someone. So I feel like this is what you're recommended to do, group one, in the month of July. And I just heard business opportunity. Okay, so you may have a business opportunity. Maybe there's a new colleague or a new business connection. Maybe it's a partner or potential something. And you have to gauge their character. And the only way to do that is for you to not give them like leading questions. And this is like a survey thing that the way you phrase a question can influence someone's answer. And I'm seeing this month in July, group one, you just watching, just observing, just listening, and paying attention also to what you are intuitively getting, like the body cues, because your body will always tell you if something is wrong. But it's like we get so up in our heads about things that we diminish or we damage that connection with the body and the instincts and those little nudges that tell us, something's off here. So I feel like you're getting very clear, being able to just listen, to observe, to determine someone's character, and to tune into the energy and get a very clear, very, very clear read on someone's motives, intentions, and actions behind the scenes, like that you don't necessarily see, but you can feel it, you can see it, and you can peg it pretty spot on here, group 1. So pull back this month on the ways that you may have connected in the past, and instead focus all of your energy on this momentum that you are gaining here. Because whatever you've implemented or you will be implementing in the month of July is going to be very successful. It's going to be very successful, especially if it has to do with communication. It's interesting because you have these kind of like dualities in your reading for July, group 1. It's like, it's saying don't talk, but it's also saying something about communication is integral to what it is that you're doing. So it's like speaking. They're showing me a funnel clairvoyantly. They're showing me a funnel, and it's kind of reminding me of like an old style megaphone where like you would just have like a cone. But that also reminds me of the cone of silence. Oh my God. Like, look, group 1, it's both. It's like you need to know when to be silent and when and specifically where to communicate. And I think that's what that funnel was talking about. It's like you can amplify your voice in one direction and then silence it in another. And this is going to be your key tactic. I just heard from Spirit. This is going to be your key tactic for the month ahead. Knowing where to put your voice, knowing how to express yourself, knowing how to trust yourself to tell the difference. Because a lot of what I'm seeing here is about discernment. And then that discernment is going to directly influence how you are behaving, how you're acting, and how you are able to create this momentum that really significantly shifts things. Okay, let's get some chakra cards, and then we're going to go into the charms, and we're going to get letters as well. So we're going to look at different words, prompts, names, things like that. So for the month of July, for group 1, root chakra, balanced root chakra. I am rooted. Yeah, get real anchored in your root. And her butt. Okay, so like get your butt on the ground. Group number 1, literally like sit on the ground. There's something about the firmness of it and the stability that is going to be very representative and even directly grounding for you in the month of July. A balanced root chakra. I heard in my head, a balanced root chakra never hurt anyone. Yeah, and an imbalanced root chakra does, because it can hurt your body or it can cause you to lash out depending on if it's over or under. The Phoenix also here reminds me of Kundalini energy. I just associate Phoenix with Kundalini sometimes. And the root chakra is where the reserve of Kundalini energy is stored. So I think that's kind of part of this momentum as well. Sorry if you can hear my stomach going off right now. I don't know why it's just making some noise. You have the heart chakra, balanced as well. I love and have connection. I love and have connection. Okay. They're both balanced. That's good. And you have, heart chakra again. I love but lose sense of my personal boundaries. Okay, so this is where being open-hearted does not mean that you give up your autonomy or that you lose sight of what it is that you need and what you value. On the bottom, you also have the sacral chakra. I feel creative, balanced as well. Okay, so 3 out of 4 of the chakra cards are balanced. This is fantastic. Group number 1. Do you know how rare that is? Do you see how many cards are in this deck? Thank you so much to Yesenia for sending these 3 decks into us. And look, group 1. There's going to be some interpersonal challenges this month, but you are benefiting from this. You are strongly benefiting from this because it is actually allowing you to balance some things out. And for some reason, they're showing me a slingshot. Okay, there's going to be a slingshot effect here where it's like maybe you've been pulled back and then all of a sudden that tension gets released and you get launched forward. I think this is the Phoenix moment, the chariot flying through the air. There's something about maybe people who have been pulling your energy back, taking from you, subterfuge, drama behind your back, things like that are actually launching you forward. Because that's how karma works. If you It's like a boomerang effect, or there's a backlash, or there's like it backfires basically. So if people are against you and your integrity is strong and you're being honest with yourself and you're working on balancing things out, even if they trip you up for a period, it is going to backfire on them. They will get that negative karma and you will get launched forward. And you can thank them for that even, because it's like, well, you held me back, but now I've launched forward really quickly. And now they're bringing me, Spirit's bringing me all the way back to the beginning where we were talking about miracles. And they're telling me miracles now. And that's literally the cover on this deck by Gabby Bernstein. I can't remember what this one's called. Oh, look at that. Let's just take this card. If I want to feel supported, I must support myself. That's a balanced heart chakra. Because the heart is to do with your relationship to self, and then by extension, how that translates to your relationships with other people. So supporting yourself here, being honest with yourself here, progressing with you and your self-development. This is what's transforming everything. All right, let's get charms. Actually, yeah, we're going to get charms. We're going to get Astro dice. And we're going to get the letters as well. So much fun stuff. So much. Okay. I'm going to use this fun little mat I got at the crystal show, so we can have an idea of what's going on in these different sectors of your life. Let's start with the Astro dice and then we'll get the charms. So for group 1, okay, we have Saturn, which rolled off camera, but we've got Saturn. We have Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius, in the 12th house. Okay, no wonder you have some subterfuge energy, whether it's self or other. The 12th house is to do with hidden enemies, hidden things, mysteries, the subconscious mind, self-sabotage, self-undoing. Saturn is hard lessons. It's also to do with boundaries and restrictions. And I'm getting work again. They're bringing me back to the energy of work and work associates. Something about that is significant. And then we have Aquarius here, which is talking about the mind, innovation, philosophy, belief, thinking. I'm also seeing it connected to the throat chakra as well. So communication in the right arenas, or in the right, they're giving me the word conduit, like channeling your truth, your voice into the right areas. Something about that could help to create this momentum, because you've been held back a lot here. Like the 12th house and Saturn is not easy energy. It's not easy energy. It's like you've really been tested. You've had a lot of trials and errors and hidden things that were blocking you, group number 1. So I feel like you're actually making a lot of self-progression. You might even have a lot of 12th house transits in the month of July. Check your natal chart. But yeah, there's heavy 12th house energy. And I'm also hearing abroad. Oh yeah, the 12th house is to do with foreign travel. And we did mention planes and trains and automobiles. I didn't say trains, but now I'm seeing them. But there's something about travel as well, maybe abroad, long distance travel. The Chariot can talk about that, and the 12th house as well. And I'm hearing for work. Okay, so there may be some travel for work in the month of July, group 1. Either physically or astrally. I don't know. Let's find out more information on your charms here. For group number 1, what else do they need to know about July? Can you provide some guidance for them in the month ahead? For group number 1, Spirit, thank you. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep that in the self. Okay. I love that you have the tree in the root. You know, this is like grounding. Very balanced root chakra this month. I just feel like you're going to be feeling very connected, very in your body. And if that's not been the case, this is where things are going to transform. And I'm hearing the miracle again. Okay, so the miracle is going to be physical health, stability, feeling grounded, having a root network of support, feeling like you are stable physically in the month of July. Yeah, a lot of stability physically. And they're actually showing me this tree. It doesn't have any fruit on it. It's just leaves, but they're showing me clairvoyantly fruit fruit all over this tree, different fruit. It's like one tree, but I'm seeing apples, I'm seeing peaches, I'm seeing oranges, I'm seeing cantaloupe, like weird things, all of the fruit. It's like a fruit salad tree. So maybe this is to do with the like fruits of your labors, or you being able to grow or tap into these different resources and get different positive results. Or maybe it's like you are the source of everything. Group 1 this month. You are the source of everything. And if you want one thing, you can create that. It's like you have this power this month, which I don't think you fully understood that you had. I'm getting this energy of like, you don't know how powerful you are, group 1. And maybe at times in the past, you felt weak. Like Fox when he's in that molting stage, right? Like he's all decrepit and his feathers are all falling off and he can't fly and he's just like, like he's dying. You maybe felt like that, but you're about to go through your phoenix moment, this regeneration. And now I'm seeing Doctor Who in my mind. Spirit directed me to that show. I'd never seen it before and they said, search it, watch it. And Doctor Who is a Time Lord. He's an alien, so we could say that he's like he's like a galactic being, a Time Lord who can regenerate his body. And each time he does, he changes into like a different person. So again, there's something about this like rebirth process that's going on for you this month where you may even be changing physically, the way you look. Yeah, you could, but like I'm really seeing it more just you're physically feeling completely different and much more powerful. Okay, that was a lot on physical. Let's go to the mental. You have the cat on a branch, which can sometimes to me talk about going out on a limb. And I'm also hearing don't overextend yourself. Stay balanced, like the cat on the branch, staying balanced. You're watching where you're placing your feet connecting to the root chakra again, especially in the ways that you're thinking. There's a key here, okay? There's a key that you're going to be given in the month of July in regard to some kind of thought that you're going to have. And you did have 2 aces, and the aces can talk about some kind of divine gift that you receive, sometimes through inspiration, sometimes through an epiphany, sometimes through like a miraculous something that's just manifested out of nowhere. It seems like it comes out of nowhere. And in the traditional tarot, the aces come out of a cloud, like the hand of the Ace of Wands comes out of a cloud because it's representing this thing coming right from the divine, this energy coming right from the divine. And I'm seeing this cloud here kind of talking about that. And it's red, which is also the color of the root chakra. So there's a key that comes in the physical, or a key in the mind that will help you to unlock something in the physical health. I'm hearing career opportunity. They're telling me that again. And you may have to balance in pursuit of this, like the way that this cat is moving towards the diamond, you see? It's like, I want that. That's the goal. And the cat had to climb using its claws all the way up to this branch and then balance its way out onto that limb. So I'm seeing it's kind of like a test of faith, if you will. And you're moving towards this goal, but you have to maintain your balance. And that's why I think you have a lot of those balanced chakra energies for July, group 1, because as you do that, it's going to unlock these keys in the physical, because everything has to manifest first at the energetic level to show face at the physical level. And it's kind of like you've been working on balancing things out. I'm hearing spiritual pursuit. Okay. So on this path of spiritual development, you've been working really hard. And this is what's going to bear fruit at the physical level. You have another tree in the mental. The mind tree, I'm hearing the mind tree. This is kind of like a neural network of how we associate things with other things, like branching thoughts. I'm seeing like, what are those things called? Mind maps or brain bubbles, or, when you would like write one thing in the center and then you connect something off of that and then that connects to that and that connects to that. What is that called? The only thing that's coming to mind is brain map, but there's something else that's called bubble chart. Yeah, okay, bubble chart. It's kind of like that where you're able to connect the dots. Again, this is where there's some keys coming in. You're able to connect the dots. What is this in regard to, Spirit? I'm hearing something about emotional stability. So there's going to be like a mental breakthrough in how you stabilize your emotions. Oh yeah, there's a little cloud over here too. And a tree. You got a lot of trees. That's stability. That's grounding. That's that root chakra. That's growth in that area. And the clouds can sometimes talk about clarity, because the clouds can make things foggy. They can obscure, and you're clearing and getting very stable. Okay. Well, since we're talking about this, let's go over here. I was going to go clockwise around, but let's just go over here. We've got the white cloud. I did just hear divine intervention. Okay, so there's some kind of an emotional breakthrough in July. The masks are coming off. They just showed me these two masks. Okay, there's the masks are coming off. Maybe a mask that you've been wearing, afraid to show your truth, I just heard. And they're showing me the movie Smile, which I don't watch horror movies. I don't want to feed into that energy, But there's something about that called my attention, and Spirit had me look up what that represented, like what the actual theme of was that movie. And what I saw in a description was talking about how it's supposed to be like a reference to how people hide trauma behind a smile. That's not what the movie is actually about, but that's what it's supposed to represent. And that's what I'm seeing here, is that maybe you're taking off the mask and being very honest with yourself, and that allows some kind of rebirth or healing or authenticity to show. This could even literally be not literally, but this could also represent unmasking. Like if there's parts of yourself that you have put on to please other people, those are coming off as well. Like I said, I feel like there's bluntness to you, but it's like honesty. And I think the right people will benefit from that, or will, I'm hearing applause in my head. That's so, people are going to applaud you, or they're going to resonate with that, or they're going to, what's the word I'm looking for here? They value that, group one. They value you being, I just heard faceless. What? Okay, I'm also hearing jack of all trades. There's something about yourself, I'm hearing multifaceted, group number one, that is so multifaceted that it's like you don't even have a face. It's kind of giving me like water vibes. You know how water can become all of these different, it's like it can be a liquid, it can be in a huge pool, or it can be one single drop. It can change crystallized form. You can imprint energy into water, thought and emotion into water, which changes its crystalline structure. You can change the temperature and it will change the actual physicality of it. Like it will turn into steam, or it will turn into ice. So there's something about like you are mutable in some way, group number one. And it's like maybe you just admit this to yourself and you're like, I don't have to be one thing. And you stop putting yourself in a box and you allow yourself to be changeable. And I think this is actually protective for you too. It's not like a protective strategy. It's just that by being that and unmasking in that way and honoring that about yourself, not only do people see that and value it, but I'm also getting this energy of like, you're unpredictable. And so somebody who is trying to read your character for the wrong reasons, they can't peg you down because there's like no one else like you. They can't put their finger on it because you're not predictable. You're not one thing. Yeah, that's such an interesting message. That's so much coming through just from this emotional. Let's keep going. You've got the big tree. This feels like, yes, the tree of life, but I'm seeing a tree house, a tree fort. Okay. So this can represent elevation while being grounded. Tree forts can also, to me, talk about, I'm hearing high ground. Yeah, okay. So you're getting the emotional high ground. Yeah, you're in the clouds. Look, cloud 9. Seeing the silver lining. I just noticed this cloud literally has a silver lining on it. The emotional high ground. You're seeing the silver lining in a bad situation. It's like the slingshot. Yeah. Some kind of backlash backfires on someone and it works in your favor. Now, the other thing with the tree horse. Horses could be significant. I'm seeing a horsefly clairvoyantly. I've never worked with horsefly spirit before. Maybe search horsefly spiritual meaning. Put it in the comments if you end up doing that, because I'd like to know what that's about. Horsefly. Oh my God. Sometimes spirit is so freaking literal. In the traditional tarot, it's horses on the chariot. Here it's a sphinx, but horses and flying. Horsefly. Okay. But anyway, back to the tree house, tree fort. Feels like a protective thing for you. Again, you've got the high ground. Second of all, it feels childlike and innocent. So, you play in a tree fort. It's a place where you go where it's safe. It's like your sanctuary. You can have fun there. It feels like a hideaway, kind of giving me hermit energy, but not hermit as in I'm going to go hide in a cave and mask and, retreat from the world. It's more like, I just feel like going in and playing. So I'm going to go up into my tree fort and have a tea party or whatever. Look at comic books, whatever you want to do. And this somehow metaphorically connects to your emotions being a lot more stable in the month of July. Now, spiritually, again, we've got transformation. This is kind of like Phoenix energy. There's a death and rebirth. There's a metamorphosis. There's transmutation. I'm also hearing, and I'm noticing these colors. Rainbow energy could be significant this month as well. Rainbow body, rainbow bridge, rainbow auric field, there's something about the rainbows that I've also been seeing synchronicities leading up to this reading. So I'm kind of getting that there. Even the decks chosen today, they're all very colorful. And I noticed that. So there's a transformation of your auric field. Now this is going to translate directly to the physical, because it's transforming you. Like you are, these two came out on top of each other. You are like fixing yourself up because you've got the pliers here. What is this one? It says NDSMB CSSML. I don't know what this stands for. CSBP. Okay. Hold on. I'll hold it up. I don't know if that can kind of see what it says on there. These two came out together. So it feels like you are, self-made. I'm hearing self-made. And they showed me the pliers and somebody like making a coin. You're forging your own money this month, group one. Not literally, but like you're making money. I did just hear golden opportunity, and it's coming from you because you're unlocking something here. You've got another key. So a lot of trees and a lot of keys, and they rhyme, but you're unlocking. Oh, and I just saw clairvoyantly like an oak tree. And oaks represent wisdom, spirituality, ancient wisdom, ancestors. It's like the portal to the fairy realm. I always see oak trees as the portal to the fairy realm, ancient wisdom, things like that. And they showed me like a door, a fairy door in the trunk of an oak tree. And they showed me a magical key opening it. It's kind of reminding me of the tree in Once Upon a Time, the show Once Upon a Time, where they create this tree that takes them to the real world. It's literally like a portal or a gateway between the fairy realm, the fairy tale land, and the real world. So there's something about that as well. Like and I'm getting full body shivers as I'm saying it. So there's something about you unlocking like a gateway. This could be you timeline jumping. This could be you, significantly shifting your vibration enough to be able to significantly see a difference in your reality. Oh, they're showing me the opposite. Like instead of going from the fairy tale realm to the real world, you're going in the opposite direction. You're going from the real world to the fairy tale realm and actually seeing that manifest around you. Yeah, the white rose, because you're doing some kind of self-purification through this process of regeneration of the self, through this process of, because you've got the two starfish here, and the starfish can talk to me about regeneration, and one of them is white. So this is a massive purification, like right down to your cells, group number one, because this is in the self. You are significantly purifying the self, and this is shifting your vibrational frequency. Your faith may have been significant. Look at all the white you have in the self. These three charms are all white. So white could be a significant color. White light downloads, I just heard, white light downloads. And white fractalizes off into the rainbow spectrum. So it's like reunification of the self. And somehow this unlocks like this fairy tale timeline or something where you're able to create and manifest your own. I'm hearing self-worth as well. Self-worth. Oh, yeah. Self-worth and money translate very directly. And I'm also hearing success in relationships because it all stems from the self. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. Okay, let's go into your, what do you call them? Letters. So I'll just turn that over like that so you can see the letters. Okay. You had a G fall off. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Okay. Z, W, whoops, that was a Y. R-U-S-T, rust. The color of rust is orangey, sacral chakra, go. You're going to be going somewhere. Maybe upgrading a car, because I just saw a rusty vehicle. Maybe you're able to upgrade your vehicle. That's the chariot. Chariot does represent cars, vehicles. L-F-T, lift. Lifting heavy things. Yeah, like that Phoenix energy. TMV, reminds almost me of TMZ. Maybe you're getting some kind of publicity. And I'm hearing no publicity is bad. It's like, even if it is bad, it's good because it expands you. I don't think that that's necessarily the common conception anymore with like cancel culture and stuff, but there's something about like, oh, TMZ talks about like gossip and drama and stuff like that. And that's so Seven of Swords. Oh my God. Yeah. And I'm hearing publication. So you may be reading something or watching something or seeing something about someone, or this could just be a symbolic of the fact that you're going to get the dirt on someone or the truth on someone. That's the vibe I'm getting. But I keep feeling like it's important for you to remain silent. Like, don't give your 2 cents about it. Keep your 2 cents, because you're going to rub those 2 cents together and make a shiny gold dollar. Like, something about that is so funny. Loft. A loft is like an apartment in the top of a building. Or it's high up. And that's why I was getting that, the treehouse. Something about like high up. Maybe you're literally moving to a place that is higher up. Literally moving into a loft, a high rise I'm hearing. And they're telling me something about rust bucket. What is that about? Okay, they're showing me a bucket hanging from a treehouse, and it's like a rusty old bucket, and you put stuff in the bucket and then you pull it up into the treehouse. You know, it's like a means of conveying things from top to bottom. Right, the bottom is the root chakra, the top is the crown, or these higher centers of the mind. You're relaying information, but you might have to resolve like the rusty bucket. If you want to put something in there and you don't want it to fall out, you need to heal the bucket, or you need to like fix the bucket in some way. But the other thing that I was seeing was the loft, like you're moving up in terms of timelines. Your frequency is increasing this month, group 1, for sure. I see that. Okay, YW, GV. If you see words in the if you see words here, names, letters, whatever you want to put in the comments below. I like reading what you guys see as well. And also sharing that, because maybe other people will get messages from that too. Trust. This is a big theme this month, group 1. Your ability to trust yourself and to trust what you're reading about other people psychically, energetically, or even maybe like through some kind of gossip or through the grapevine. I don't know how this is going to show up, but trust yourself here. Trust something. We don't have any of the other letters for it, but I did see gopher. Gopher. Gophers come up and they go back down. Gopher can also talk about somebody who like runs errands. There might be a lot of back and forth or in-betweens. Okay, I'm seeing the worst is now behind you. It's been tough. Okay, it's been tough, but the worst is now behind you. It's like once you pass through the flames of that phoenix moment, the worst is truly behind you, group number 1, and there's only upwards to go from here. And I'm seeing don't worry. We don't have another R, do we? No. Worry. But don't worry. Okay, ST reminds me of saint, and you did have that little golden coin, and on the back of it, it did say something about saint. I think it was a representative of saint something, but I couldn't read what saint it was. There's something about you being in this positively aligned energy. You don't have to act like a saint. You just have to be authentic and you have to come from the heart. That's heart-centered energy. That's what's going to clear away the worst of this. Tug of war. Tug on the rope, they said, us. It's you and other people, and there could be a tug of war. Or this could be within you, a tug of war between like mind and body, or heart and mind, rational, logical, and intuition, something about that. But I was also seeing gut. So it's like, trust your gut. If you get into a tug of war, trust your gut. This is such a month about your intuition really serving you really, really well. And I'm seeing the card from group number 2, the shark. And sharks can represent like predators or karmic situations. I feel like that's that 7 of Swords energy. Maybe there's some messages for you in group 2. I've noticed recently that group 1 and 2 have been connected in some of the more recent readings. Sometimes it's 1 and 3, sometimes it's 1 and 2, sometimes they're all just separate. But there's been some like layover? I was going to say like crossover between those two, but layover is to do with flying and travel. So that again, there could be some kind of travel you're doing, or this can represent timeline shifting. And a layover is kind of like an in-between space when you're in a liminal zone. I actually talked about that on my last video, timeline jumping. So yeah, there's something about that. I'm getting LF as in like leaf, turning over a new leaf. Ooh, I did just see worm. The worm is in the earth. The earth is in the root. The early bird gets the worm. Somebody may be trying to worm their way into your life or into your heart. Be very cautious, group number 1. Yeah, vet this person energetically and trust your gut. If somebody is trying to, like, don't trust what someone is saying, trust what they're doing or what you feel. Something about that's important. I also just got zig. Like, you might want to take a zigzag path, or that may be the way that you're moving forward this month. Vie, people vying for your attention. Yeah, there's a lot here to do with you and other people. And I feel like you're going to be torn. Yeah, there's going to be like a tug of war. You're going to be torn between trusting yourself or trusting what other people or one other person is saying. Go with yourself every time. Group number 1, trust yourself. Okay, so fuss. Somebody's going to kick up a fuss. Or your gut is going to kick up a fuss and you need to listen to it. Oh, lust. This could be somebody who, again, they have ulterior motives. Or somebody's lying to you about something in a relationship. Somebody's lusting after something. It doesn't have to be sexual. We can lust after money. We can lust after food. It's just like we really, really want something. And this is kind of the energy where you have to be cautious because there could be ulterior motives that you're not seeing from yourself or others. And seeing below the surface is where you're really going to get clear. Okay. Anything else here, Spirit? Oh, they kept showing me Gorm, and I was like, Gormless? Gormless is kind of like witless? I don't know. But then they said something, we don't have an E, but gourmet. There could be an improvement in your financial situation because you did have the Queen of Pentacles as the blessing. You had the Ace of Pentacles, you had that gold coin and the pliers in the self. So I feel like, and like loft. So I feel like you're elevating in some way, group one, in your career. I'm hearing opportunities. There's something about your financial situation changing in the month of July, or there'll be an increase. Maybe it's a slight increase, maybe it's a big increase, but either way, it's coming as a result of you trusting your intuition, taking an opportunity that actually feels right for you, or saying no to one that is not for you. Either way, it's going to shift you in some big way, and it puts you into a different category energetically. Yeah, I'm also seeing the word gum. Gum. Chewing on something. And when I'm thinking, oh, they're showing me gum like all in your mouth, and the gum is like sticking your teeth together and you're not able to speak. I think this is, again, like intentional silence. Yeah, they're showing me in the movie Eat, Pray, Love when she takes a vow of silence. So there's a lot of self-reflection this month, and it's going to be, and I'm hearing bound. What? Oh, this could even be a vow of silence. In the negative sense, you may need to clear that out. I've worked with souls before who have had vows of silence in their energetic soul blueprint, and it stops them from speaking their truth. And it's not good. But in this case, you may be making a vow of silence that is good. Again, it's going to vary from person to person in your situation. So you're going to have to trust yourself on this. But there's something about you not speaking. And I feel intuitively that it's a good thing. I've got to say. But take it as it resonates. I think that it's going to be a good thing because you're going to listen and you're going to learn. And you're going to get some clarity on some very important matters here. It's going to lead to a breakthrough. Fast. I'm seeing fast. We don't have a lot of vowels in this, so I'm just filling in the gaps, but that's fine because the only reason I use the letters is, or anything really, is just to prompt. But fast. This is fast movement. Fast time travel, I just heard. Yeah, so your timeline jumping, group number 1 in July. This is very significant. And yeah, they keep telling me, don't worry, you're going to find your way. There's an upcoming event or some kind of an opportunity that's going to really stand out to you. So keep your eyes peeled in July for that. Trust yourself to listen, observe, read the contract, read the person, read whatever the situation is giving you information-wise, energetically, etc. And then make a decision and act on that. Trust yourself first and foremost, set healthy boundaries, and you're going to see some kind of karmic reward that comes from that, either through the momentum and success towards a goal or through some kind of financial gain, or both. Those could be connected. All right. Basically, that's what I'm seeing for July for you, group number 1. If you feel called to the other groups, maybe group 2, check it out. Just take what resonates. If not, then thank you so much for being here with me today on this reading for July. I hope that this energy and this reading serves you. Some of these may be predictions, but don't get attached to anything in a predictive type reading. Just use this energy as kind of like a guide for you to use your own energy and intention more effectively. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here, supporting my work on the channel. I so deeply appreciate all of you who are here viewing, liking, sharing, subscribing, sticking around. Thank you especially to the members who help to support my work in that way, and they get the additional members only pick a card readings, ad free. And the Soul Family members, big thank you to the Soul Family members who pay the additional tier to receive the live streams with me, which we will have coming up at the end of this month. And thank you to the donors who have sent in card decks at any point in the past, recent or distant. Thank you so much for those contributions to the channel so that we can read these messages and relay them to the collective. And thank you to everyone who sends in donations as well. I see super thanks coming in every now and then. And every time I get a little notification, it warms my heart, and I send out blessings to anyone who contributes. You know, as you bless me, may you receive that even more expanded. So as you give, so shall you receive. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your July monthly reading. You chose the shark card, you the brave souls who were drawn to the shark card. Now, there's nothing wrong with sharks. It's just sometimes sharks to me can represent predatory type energy or something that we fear, something scary. But the positive side of sharks is power and consistent movement forward. Sharks have to continually propel themselves through the water because that's how they breathe. They actually it's through the motion of the water passing against their skin that helps them to breathe and retrieve oxygen. I think that's correct. Something about, because they do have gills, I know, but it's more like the water needs to pass through the gills through movement. They can't necessarily breathe it in like a fish would. So you need to keep moving, group number 1. The shark also speaks to me of sensitivity. Yeah, being able to sense and feel through the skin. Clairsentience could be part of a heightening, expanded psychic ability that's coming in the month of July. Okay, I'm seeing that you have a goal in mind for July, and you're going to be pursuing it almost relentlessly, group 2. It's not a bad thing. Yeah, no, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. Okay. You know, the other thing that's coming to mind with the shark is that if you put a shark in a small tank, they will only grow to fit the tank. But if you let a shark free in the wild, they will grow huge and they can live for hundreds of years. The other thing is that sharks do not live long in captivity. Like whales and dolphins and other sea mammals or creatures can live for a certain period of time in captivity. Sharks, that's why you never see like big sharks in aquariums, is because they just don't survive, because they're not built for that. They need that constant movement. They need the open space. They need that freedom. So there's something here in the month of July where you need more freedom. You need more space. You need to keep moving, and you're pursuing a goal that you may be fixated upon. But in this case, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. You're meant to be fixated on that because it's divinely inspired. It's a calling I'm hearing. Okay, so you're pursuing your calling, and they're saying don't back down. Keep pursuing it. Keep it in your line of sight. Keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to look at the overall energy, which is also connected to the shark, but we're going to get a tarot card on that. And then we're going to look at the obstacle or the challenge that may present itself to you this month and how to overcome that or how to work with that energy. And then how that turns into the blessing for the month ahead. So the overarching energy is the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, you definitely have a goal in mind. You're focused on your work. You're focused on growth. You're focused on, maybe this is business. Maybe this is growing a business. Entrepreneurship could be part of this with the shark. It's like freedom. Business mogul, I'm hearing. Okay, sure. But it's like you have this project in mind, or you have a goal. If it's not work, like let's say, for example, you're retired or you don't work, or you're a single mom, or not single, or you're a mom or something. It's like, or a dad, it doesn't matter either way. So let's just say you don't work. You have a goal. And you have single-minded focus on that goal. Now, I see that you might have been swimming most of the way alone on this goal, group number 2, but there's going to be some unexpected tag-alongs is what they're showing me. You know how like those little sucker fish latch on to sharks and whales and stuff, and it's like they like feed on the algae or the bacteria that is on the skin of the larger animal. But it's a mutually beneficial relationship because they clean the shark and the shark feeds them with that. So it's a win-win. Symbiosis. I was talking about that in a previous reading. I can't remember which one, but it came up. And There's something here about like this unexpected little tag along person or somebody that you come across, and they want to help, or they do help in some way. Okay, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, this is very work oriented. You are so goal oriented, and I almost said earn when I meant to say oriented. So you're going to be earning what it is that you've been working on or investing in. Group 1, Group 2. I can see a lot of progress. You're perfecting something. You're spending a lot of time and energy on whatever this is. But it's proving fruitful because you're getting better, you're improving, you're getting some kind of recognition, or there's people that are coming around admiring your work, getting inspired by your work, or wanting to help you in some way or benefit in some way from you. And then right, I forgot. I just started like going on autopilot a little bit. Oh, maybe that's part of this message too. Group number 2, like don't skip over the challenges and obstacles, because you might just have a tendency to go on autopilot and just keep swimming without necessarily paying attention to what you're doing. So let's backtrack a little bit. The Eight of Pentacles here as the obstacle. This is talking about hyper-focus. That's kind of what I'm getting from it. It's like the obstacle here is that you have a lot of different options of how you could do something. And you may feel as if you've tried and failed at a certain number of things. I'm hearing don't get discouraged, don't give up, group number 2. Because the month of July is going to be a time period where you're able to hone in on the direction you're going and how that's serving this ultimate goal that you have, or this project or this idea coming to its full, I'm hearing full term. It's like, that's like a baby terminology. It's like, this is your baby, this project, whatever this is, it's your baby. And it's coming to full term, meaning that it's like fully ready to be born or to be made manifest in some way. And the challenge may be that you don't think that you're ready, or you're having a hard time deciding, focusing on where you're putting your energy. Yeah, you could be splitting focus, but I'm also seeing that the blessing with the Two of Wands here is talking about your ability to, I'm seeing you actually like honing it in. You're taking these different areas, and I just keep seeing this laser focus, like you're laser focused this month, group number 2. So actually, I think that the opportunity that comes from the challenge is a positive hyper-focus that allows you to beeline it for what it is that you are working toward and creating. And you actually see those results this month. I'm going to clarify each of these. So clarifier on the Three of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords. Yeah, somebody may be chiming in with their 2 cents. If it's not helpful, like if it's some kind of, even if it's constructive criticism, I feel it may not be actually useful. Unless it is, then use it. But there's something here about staying focused, and don't let anybody distract you from what you're doing. Yeah, I really see that. Like this month is focus, focus, focus. I'm hearing you're so close to your goal. Group number 2, you're so close. Don't lose focus now. Keep going. Let's get the Eight of Pentacles, Two of Cups. Okay. Yeah, I was getting like the split focus. Like somebody may come in and distract you. It may seem, group 2, it may seem like they want to help you. But you need to make sure that they actually do want to help you, or that even if their intention is good, you need to make sure that you are still able to maintain that forward direction that you've been moving in. I just keep getting this energy of like, don't get distracted. Let people help you if you need it, but stay on task, stay on goal. You know what I just saw? I saw a meme in my head about this guy who he's like studying in the library, and he's got this paper stuck to his back that says, I get distracted easily, please don't talk to me. And he's got his hood up and he's like bent over his work. It's that kind of energy. Like, you know, you need to focus. You know, you have this deadline or this goal, or there's something that you're really, really fiercely pursuing. And it's important that you do. And you need to kind of like be self-aware enough to say, if I hang out with this person, I might get distracted or off task. Or if I engage in this activity, it's going to pull my focus. And I know that. So it's like self-regulation. I think this month is really going to serve you, because you're so close. You're so close to achieving something here. And I just keep seeing like, don't split focus. Oh, the death card. Wow. Okay. The death card. Parting of the ways. There may be a parting of the ways with somebody who does distract you, or who maybe at one point you had a symbiotic relationship, but now it doesn't work like that anymore. Because on the bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Wands, which is about boundaries, maintaining the high ground, defending your territory, fighting for what you've created, not letting people take that away from you. Yeah. So it's interesting because you have some cards. Oh, I just saw 11:11 on the recording time. You have some cards indicating beneficial relationships, but I still feel this energy of like, but are they though? Like, but are they though? And I think that's going to be up to you to decide, group number 2. Like, I'm just the reader. I don't live your life. I'm not you. And I don't know who you're hanging out with or what this situation is. All I know is the energy that I can tap into and relay. And hopefully it helps you. Like, that's always my intention, is that it's helpful. But I'm feeling like there's a little bit of like, unsure. I'm unsure about this person, or I'm unsure about this energy, or I'm unsure about how this is helping or hindering me. And I don't feel like this person, or potentially people, but I think there's specifically one person here. I don't think that they have ill intent, but like maybe they're just not really helping you be productive. Let's get a Miracles Now card. The key to getting what I want is to ask for it. Yeah, go after it. Like, go after it, group number 2. Maybe you do need to ask for something. Maybe you're going to benefit from someone else. Or people could be asking you for stuff. And again, if you're trying to stay focused, be aware of that. You don't always have to give. Especially if you have a goal of your own and people are looking for handouts. To just focus on what you're doing. Because I do see a merging, but I also see a split. I see a split in the sense that you are diverging from something. And I see a merging in the sense that you're like bringing two things together. I'm still not really sure how this is going to show up for you. I make time to recharge my battery. The world needs my energetic light. This is a higher calling. Group number 2, this is a higher calling. This is why you're meant to be doing this work, because you are here to shed your light to the world. I do feel like I want one more from this deck, and then we'll get chakra cards. There's something about like, this is a soul purpose. This is a soul calling. This is more than just work. This is what you're here to do, group number 2. So that's why I'm getting this energy, not to like scare you, but just to caution you, to make sure that you are not overgiving. That's kind of the energy I'm getting here. It's like, don't overgive. Make sure that you're charging your own battery. Make sure that the relationships you do have in your life are serving you just as much as you're serving them. And that you can have what you need to really thrive here. Oh, I am not the victim. I am the lighthouse. Yeah, in the negative sense, I was saying in the beginning, the shark can represent predatory energy, which predator and prey puts the energy archetype into victim-victimizer. So there's something here about recovering from that energy, that archetype, that embodiment where you realize you're not the victim, or you make a stand for the fact that you're not the victim. I heard healthy boundaries. Yeah. Really prioritizing yourself, your goal, your focus, all of that. That's super, super important. Let's get chakras. Oh yeah, 7 of Wands. I forgot that's there. That's healthy boundaries. Yeah. It's literally healthy boundaries. Whoa. Okay. I am rooted. I really shuffled these cards, and this did come out in group number 1, and your group was referenced in their reading. I can kind of see some overlap here. There's some differences, but yeah. I am rooted, balanced root chakra. So that's going to help you. I'm hearing get fed, like have your needs met. Maybe food is a focus as well, or something to do with what you're creating. I'm not sure. Throat chakra. I talk, but I am not being honest with myself. That's underactive. That did come up in group number 1. If you watched that reading, this could be confirmation for you in that message, or you may be called to watch group 1's reading. Yeah, being very sensitive to your environment is kind of the vibe I'm getting. Group number 2, it's like you need to be very attuned to what you're feeling and to whether it is serving your purpose. Like I'm seeing you almost like analyzing everything. Does this food serve my goal? Does this person serve my goal? Does this environment serve my goal? Does this habit or routine serve my goal? Does this app serve my goal? Like you're analyzing everything. And I'm seeing you dropping like a hot potato, anything that does not put you towards what you're trying to create or what you're here to do. Anything that takes your light, anything that extracts from you and doesn't give anything back, drop it like a hot potato and set those boundaries really firm. Build a very tall fence. You can have a gate in that fence, but lock the gate. Like you can let people in and out, but make sure that you are guarding your defenses and making sure that you're not being perforated energetically by hangers on. I heard fluke fish. What is a fluke fish? I'll have to look that up later. Fluke fish? Anyway. Root chakra. Again, balanced. Good. So your root chakra is looking really healthy in July. I am present. I am present. And the present is where you will get this gift. Because the more you can be present, the more you're being honest with yourself and you're seeing something clearly and you're able to put in the work. Get grounded in your body, group number 2, because you're going to be more productive that way. Yeah, keep recharging your battery. Be honest with yourself when you're feeling tired, or if your social battery runs out in July, go home, go do something for you. Like make sure that you are not pushing yourself past your limits. And that includes with your work too, like or whatever this goal or project is, that includes with that too. So like sometimes you may need to rein it back and slow down a bit, but don't stop moving. Taking a break doesn't mean that you stop. Yeah, I'm getting that strongly. So, okay, let's get these up and out of the way, and we're going to look at your charms. And then actually, no, we did for group number 1, we did Astro dice, and then we did the charms. So we'll do it in that order as well. Astro dice and charms to get some more information. Okay, let's zoom you in. So, what is the astrological influence for group number 2 in the month of July? Okay, we have the 3rd house. 3rd house is to do with short distance travel, communication, technology, neighbors, friends and families sometimes as well. It's like people that are in your immediate environment. Yeah, it's a lot to do with communication and technology. And then you have Sagittarius. This feels connected to the goal, Sagittarius. Oh, and you have the South Node as well. That's past skills, past beliefs, past influences. I'm getting something about a third-party situation. Yeah, there's something about the people you're connected to. These people could be at a distance. I did just hear past life relatives. Okay. past life family members some way coming back around or that you're connected to. The arrow here of Sagittarius is making me think of like being on point, having a target in mind, staying super focused, again, like laser focused. Like when you shoot a bow and arrow, you have to be very balanced and grounded through the root chakra, through the feet, through the legs to stabilize the upper body, to pull back the arrow and then to launch it. And we were talking about that pull back to launch energy in group 1 as well. So I'm seeing it again here, but in a slightly different context. For you, group 2, this is you being able to propel yourself forward by staying grounded and focused on what you're doing. Don't let the past distract you either, because if there are some factors that are coming up this month that are like echoes of your past, maybe it's like past people coming back around. Are we going into a retrograde in July? I don't know, but it's giving me like a retrograde energy for you, group 2. There's something about like things from the past that you thought were long gone, that death energy. It's like, you know, you thought that they were long gone, buried and dead. And it's like they come back around and you're like, what? I thought that this was way done, but no, it's coming back around for you to be able to fully understand it and to be able to, like, something about integrating and absorbing the lesson so you can fully move forward. Maybe it's something that propels you forward. You could also be receiving some kind of communication from a distance from somebody from your past. Again, it's giving me like Mercury retrograde energy. I'll have to check the transits for July because I'm not sure what's going on astrologically, but it's feeling like that. So be mindful if you get people from your past reaching out, or this could be even inspiration from things that you used to be really good at in past lives being channeled into or funneled into this goal that you have and helping you to propel or move yourself forward. But I still get that vibe of like somebody's reaching out from the past and you're like, what? I was not expecting to hear from you. All right, let's get some charms for you, group number 2 for July and the month ahead energy. Ooh. So you had this one fall outside of the mat. It's the white rose. I'll leave it over here. I'm not getting anything from it. That's so strange. Normally when I look at something, I either get a message right away or I feel something or what, but nothing. I got nothing, group 2. So we're just going to move on. Maybe it'll come up later, but let's see. Get the whale. Wow, lots going on. Like nothing in the physical. What? Weird. It's tools, lots of tools. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the physical having nothing in it. Okay. Because I don't think that this means that there's not going to be any physical movement or action or anything like that, or that nothing's going to manifest physically. I feel like in July, group number 2, I feel like your physical is just kind of good. Like you've got enough of a sense of security, or you've got enough of a sense of stability that you can pursue this higher trajectory. You guys know on my channel, I'm all about psychology. I love mixing spirituality and psychology. I think that they complement each other wonderfully. And I've talked many times about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And I feel like that bottom slice of the pyramid, which is your physical stability, your security needs, I feel like those are all met in the month of July. Like you're good. You've got enough money in the bank. You've got food in the fridge. You're feeling physically strong. You're fit. You're good. And so it leaves room for you to explore these other higher areas where you can pursue these spiritual callings or philosophical callings, or some kind of a higher pursuit, searching for truth, searching for uncovering, I'm hearing, searching for and uncovering this higher calling or higher purpose within you, and how you're meant to relay that, how you're meant to communicate that, how you're meant to share that or build something from that. Okay, let's look at mental. You've got this eye, this radiating eye. I feel like you're going to be seeing a lot, group number 2, in the month of July. Like, pay attention to these insights that you get, because I feel like you're going to be seeing things very clearly, or you're going to be getting a lot of insight. And it's not necessarily intellectual insight. It could be part of it, but I feel like you're getting a lot of divine inspiration, or you're channeling a lot of information. You might be getting some psychic downloads in the month of July that are going to help you to get clear on this big goal that you have. I'm seeing this, it's like a teeny tiny little whale, but whales are actually like the biggest things on the planet. And so it feels like there's a whale of a task, a mammoth task that you are trying to make happen. And you can do that. And I think that if you like break it down into bite-sized pieces, because the whale is huge, but this one's really tiny. So it's kind of like if something feels overwhelming to you, which may also be what that Eight of Pentacles in the challenge position was talking about. It's like if you feel like something is overwhelming because there's too many things to do and your focus keeps getting split. First of all, ask for help. Second of all, take care of yourself. And third of all, break it down into smaller chunks. My mom always used to say to me every time I would get overwhelmed, which was frequently, she would say to me, "How do you eat an elephant?" And I'd be like, "One bite at a time." And then usually I'd say, "But Mom, I don't want to eat the elephant." And she'd be like, "No, it's fine. Just break the task down into smaller, actionable steps." And sometimes if you get stuck, at least what I find works for me, is to break it down into really ridiculously small steps. Like, I just heard Zoolander, ridiculously tiny library. We have two references to library here. Group 2, like the guy studying in the library, and then the Zoolander tiny what is this, a library for ants? Oh my God. Okay, I'm having fun. I think this is part of the message too, like have fun, group number 2, because that's going to help propel you forward as well towards this goal. But maybe there's something you're going to be learning from the library, something that you're understanding more of. Maybe it's an Akashic library, maybe it's a literal library, maybe it's Google, whatever. Use your mind this month, because you're going to acquire some information that's really going to help you to turn a huge task into something that you can actually achieve. And you're going to get I'm hearing motivation. You're going to get the motivation to do that because it is a divine calling. So you're going to get the support you need. I also just got a message. If you feel overwhelmed at any point, group 2, ask for help from your guides too, like the non-physical support team that you have, because first of all, you can trust them. And second of all, they're always there waiting in the wings, pun intended, waiting in the wings to help you. And so call on them if you need the extra energy reserves, or if you need a little bit of help focusing, or if you need to feel grounded to be able to take on this big task, or if you need some kind of insight to overcome a problem or a challenge. Yeah, they're saying something about psychic energy, and I just got like this big shift in my own energy. Maybe you're going to be like shifting energetic alignment, something like that. Your guides can help you with that too. And then you have the koi windsock, which can talk about a graduation of some kind. And they're showing me the wind moving through it. So it's like inflation, and it feels like life force energy. So there's something about clarity of mind. Right, movement. They're bringing me back to the beginning. When I was talking about the shark, that it needs to keep moving so that the water flows through its gills. And it's the same thing here. The wind flows through the sock to keep it aloft, so the kite. So it's like you need this movement. You need this flow. Yeah, you need this flow. That's what's going to help. And it's especially in the mind. So let your mind be free, but focused. It's an interesting combo, okay? It's an interesting combo. Let's look at spiritual. You have this little silver starfish. And I've never really talked about it before, but I just really noticed the loop that, you would attach that to the charm bracelet or to the necklace or whatever. I've never noticed that before. And when spirit has me notice things, it's for a reason. It's because it's connected to the message. So it almost feels like a cuff, like a handcuff or something. So it's like this starfish is like a ball and chain. And since it's in the spiritual, this could be something that you need to fix, like something that's holding you back, weighing you down. Starfish are very like sticky and grippy, and they don't move a lot. So this could be an energy that's kind of like keeping you stuck in some way. Something about the moon energy could be affecting you. And this needs to be This needs to be adjusted. You got the little pliers. You need to adjust that. Adjust your mental frequency, I just heard. Yeah, you ask your guides for downloads and energy upgrades this month, group number 2, because it's going to help you, because it's part of your task. It's part of your goal. It's part of your mission. You may be a light worker or something like that. And your guides are literally they're co-workers. They are your co-workers, and you are meant to work with them. You have your role, they have theirs, but you are meant to work together. And they're telling me, they're showing me memos. They're going to be passing memos back and forth with you. Oh yeah, you had 3rd house of communication. Yeah, they're going to be passing memos back and forth with you. You're going to get spiritual little updates and stuff like that if you pay attention to what your guides are communicating with you. And it could come through in dreams. So pay attention, write down your dreams, take a look at that symbolism, do some dream interpretation work in the month of July. That's going to be helpful, they're telling me. Okay. Yeah, there's inspiration and insight that's going to come from your dreams, group 2. And then in the emotional realm, you have a huge key. Okay, so there's something big, like real big, whale tail big, unlocking in the emotional realm in the month of July, group 2, and it's going to be a huge breakthrough, a massive transformation moment. You've got that butterfly here as well in the emotional space, and the heart with wings. So this could be a big level up in love, a big level up in your own emotional healing, how you relate to people. You could be transforming something about your relationship dynamics, your personal boundaries, your interpersonal relationship. Yeah, like how you interact with other people and how you interact or allow people to interact with you. You could be receiving a love offer. Okay, now I'm coming back to this guy in the corner here, the little white rose. You could be receiving a love offer. And this could be the emotional breakthrough. It's coming out of nowhere because it's like off the mat, you know? You don't see it coming, I don't think. Or if you do see it coming and you know who this person is, it's like somehow this unlocks a big emotional key in your self-development, or it's almost giving me like muse energy. There's a muse maybe that you're somebody who inspires you and it's reciprocal in some way and you're able to use that energy towards your goal. Or they help anchor you or something like that. Okay, in the self, you have a lot in the self. So July is going to be a very self-focused month. And the reason you're focusing on yourself so much is because this is directly connected to your goal. Like if you're not balanced, if you're not stable, if you're not focused, your goal things start to fall through the cracks. Your goal starts to diminish. So I'm seeing you being called to very, very intentionally focus on yourself because you have a lot of work stuff here. You have 2 wrenches, 2 different kinds of wrenches here in the self, and you also have the measuring tape. So I feel like you're going to be doing some self-work, making some adjustments, but again, there's going to be some kind of an emotional breakthrough. Maybe you're doing some therapy work or some healing work or some just like self-assessment. The measuring tape also makes me think of like size, and we were getting stuff to do with size with the shark needing free open space to grow big and the whale being so huge. So it's like there's something about you that you're growing. Yeah. You're growing from this self-work. Yes, because this little sea urchin guy always reminds me of evolution. It's like the spiraling nature of self-growth and evolution. So I feel like you're evolving. You do have 2 trees. You've got my family, my love, my family, my love. And you also have the golden tree. So 2 trees in the self. Again, this is talking about growth. Family could be part of this. Your family could be growing. You do have the little blue confetti ball, and this one always reminds me of like a baby boy, bouncing baby boy. Something about like a baby boy or a child could be significant to the self. Again, maybe the family is growing or you're getting news, unexpected news. Maybe this is why someone's calling from the past. Yeah. Saying like, hey, somebody's pregnant, or there's new life coming in. Or this could be part of your project, like I was saying before, like your child, your your project or this goal or this calling is like your baby. So that could be part of that as well. And you have the pink butterfly. So, okay. This, I was going to say transformation again, but yeah, we already have that here in emotional body. And I'm actually getting a message about flitting from thing to thing. It's giving me like Gemini energy in the self, we're coming out of Gemini season in June, moving into Cancer season in July. So it feels like you're switching from this sort of distractible, super like wired mind into more of like family mode, more on like fixing up the home. That can be Cancer energy too, because it rules the 4th house. Connecting to loved ones, things like that can be more beneficial and more of a focus area in the month of July. And then you have, let's see, which one do I want to talk about first? Yeah, I think this one, the turnip. Yeah, I think that's a turnip, not a radish. Yeah, it's a turnip. Okay. This can sometimes talk to me about something that's been hard for you to grow. Like you've worked really hard on this. You've put in a lot of like blood, sweat, and tears. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. But it starts to bear fruit. And now the turnip is not like the sweetest vegetable. It's kind of like earthy and maybe a little bitter even. So it's like there's something about this hard work that maybe isn't as satisfying as you hoped it would be, but I'm seeing you being able to turn it into something powerful for you. It's like it gives you the fuel to keep moving towards this goal. Maybe it's like you need to make some adjustments in July to keep moving towards this heart-centered, because it's the color green, heart center, and dream or goal. Calling. Again, it's like a calling. I'm hearing center stage, but in this case, I'm seeing it in context of like putting yourself as the focus this month. Or you may be the focus this month in July, group 2. You may be feeling like you're center stage, like people are all kind of paying attention to you. Oh yeah, they're showing me an aquarium again, and we were talking about that earlier. It's like people showed up just to see you. You might feel like you're in an aquarium tank, like you're on display or something. Like people are all observing what you're doing. I'm hearing don't mind. Don't mind. It doesn't matter. Like just pay attention to what you're doing. You just keep doing what you're doing. And I feel like you're building a very stable foundation. Oh, they said eat the frog, eat the fruit. Eat the frog refers to doing the hardest thing first. That doesn't work for me. I don't know, like maybe it'll work for you. It's one of those like productivity techniques where you do the hardest thing first, you get it out of the way, and then you build momentum to do other stuff, and it all kind of progresses. I find that it works the opposite way for me. It's just, that's not the way my brain works. So I need to do like small things and then build momentum to be able to do the hard thing. But I feel like something's ripening, because they were also saying eat the fruit, and the fruits are sweet. So maybe it's like you do one hard thing and then you do something that's easy and fun, and you balance it out, and that's very productive for you. Because they keep showing me the turnip, turning it into like sweet mashed potato, or it's like turnip mash or something, but it's like really tasty and nourishing and nutritious, and it fuels you. So you're able to, it's like kind of like lemons into lemonade type of a situation. All right, let's get letters. Letters. We'll look at additional messages here in regard to words, names, initials, prompts, whatever. So for group number 2, what else do they need to know here for July? BK fell off the mat. That could be significant. That's kind of, I'll take it as a W, because it was kind of like on the edge of whatever, but IT, technical stuff could be important in July. You might be getting some technical support or help. HIIT workouts, interval training could be significant. Maybe again, it's like you eat the frog and then you eat the fruit, like alternating between rest and activity, hyperfocus and replenishment. So there's something about alternating. Yeah, that was kind of 2 of Wands energy. You did have that. Okay. I did see Abe. Could be a name, or like Abe Lincoln. Abe Lincoln was a very powerful persuader and communicator. Honest Abe. Yeah, you did have the throat chakra. Oh, I talk, but I'm not being honest with myself. Honest Abe, be honest with yourself, group number 2. TMZ, that came up in group 1 as well. Yeah, there's a lot of overlap here. And I've noticed in the past few readings, 1 and 2 have kind of been together in that way. Okay, I saw shh. Yeah, and then shit. Don't say anything negative this month, group number 2, because your words have power. So you need to be careful about what you're saying and why you're saying it. I'm feeling like you're going to be hit with an idea, and maybe you need to keep it quiet because it's brilliant and you don't want other people to steal it. They're giving me like that lychee type energy, like a leech, not lychee as in the fruit, leech as in somebody trying to steal your ideas or take from you. But I also, like, since I said lychee, like the fruit, I'm seeing the fruit and it's like it's got this sweet interior, but the exterior is kind of like spiky or weird like that. So yeah, I would have my guard up this month, group 2. I would have my guard up, not unnecessarily, but just in case. A wish come true. Okay. Yeah, there's going to be a wish come true, but I did also see the word wash. Oops. Yeah, okay, well, that washed. Maybe some of your cares are going to be washed away. Something needs to be washed. Pay attention to physical hygiene. Something like that could be significant. But I'm seeing it's connected to your wish somehow. So something you wished for. I'm hearing it's a wash. What? What's a wash? Doesn't it's a wash mean that like you kind of break even? You may have to choose a new path in July because the goal that you were pursuing takes you in a different direction, or you kind of break even on something and you're like, well, let's try something else instead. That could be something that's happening. Oh, I did just see mated. A wish about a mate, something about love, or you did have the 2 of Cups energy coming up. If you see words and stuff in here too, you can throw those in the comments below because it can be helpful for me and other people to see kind of what you got and cross compare notes, you know. But I'm seeing something about perhaps a wish about a relationship. And maybe it's a wash, like maybe it's unsuccessful and you have to go your separate ways, or maybe this wish comes true and manifests this month, but you're like, I'm busy with other things. And so you kind of have to choose where you're putting your time and energy. Okay, I did see dim. 8. Oh, 8. Be careful what you eat. Don't dim your light. Yeah, you had stuff to do with lighthouse. So be careful of like the activities and the food that you're eating this month, group number 2, because that could influence your light body, your vibrancy, your auric field, your energy levels directly too, right? Like your actual energy levels. If you eat junky food, it might make you feel tired and foggy headed. And if you eat foods that you know your body uses well, like real, sustenance, it can give you more energy, more focus. So be careful what you eat. You may be rehashing something and it might come out to a draw with someone. Like there could be some old things from the past that are coming up to be rehashed, and you kind of need to deal with that. Hash can also talk about like hash browns, maybe potatoes. You did have something to do with like turnips, which kind of reminds me of potatoes, the root vegetables, root chakra. That could help you balance out your root chakra. Eating root vegetables, that's like a real thing. Anytime that I'm ungrounded, spirit has me eat potatoes. So it works. Mite. That's like a dust mite. A small annoyance, they said. Oh, okay. Tit. There's a small annoyance. And you have to kind of keep your wits about you. because something is gonna piss you off this month. Group number 2. I don't know what this is gonna be. It's somebody. They're telling me it's somebody. Somebody's coming in and they want to rehash the past, or they want to like poke at you or something, or they're kind of like watching what you're doing, and they reach out, or something happens, and you kind of have to address this with some tact. And don't let this take you off path. I just keep strongly getting that message. Like keep your sights set on what you're out here doing, not what other people are trying to pull your focus in all these different directions. DT, this reminded me of like DEET. Like if you've got like these mosquito type people who are trying to leech off of you, make sure that you're covering yourself in DEET. Obviously not literally, because that's just chemicals. Don't put that on your skin. Use peppermint oil instead. Or citronella. But there's something about like these boundaries, right? You have where was it? The 7 of Wands somewhere. I don't know where it went. Just like make sure that you are keeping your boundaries strong, protecting yourself. Yeah, back. Somebody's coming back. We don't have a C, but I saw back and I heard back. Someone's coming back. And they want to get into the shit with you. So like, just be careful. Just be careful. Tide. The tides will turn, and they can turn in your favor, or they can turn in the other direction depending on how you handle this. So it's in your hands, forewarned. I'm hearing thank your lucky stars that this wish came true, or that you had this information so you know what to do with it. Wide open. The road is wide open. You're able to move forward. I saw shimmy, yeah, shimmy yay. Like, you're able to move forward in some way, or you're shimmying your way out of some kind of a tight spot. Maybe somebody comes back around and you're just like, bye, Felicia. You're just like, nope, not today. Yeah, you managed to get your way out of something. Back away, not today, disco lady. Like, just get out of there if somebody's not a vibe, like just trust yourself to know. I also see this talking, the wide is like wide open ocean. Like you've got room to grow now. You've got limitless potential. You've got a huge ocean of opportunities. The world is your oyster. Something about that. July is going to be great for that. You're going to feel like you can actually make some serious headway, and the tide will move you forward. Like the current will push you in that direction. So just make sure that you're not getting kind of pulled out of that current, because that flow is going to help you get to where you're needing to go, where you're meant to be. I'm hearing where you're meant to be. So it's just up to you to stay focused. You have a lot of T's, T. T's could be a significant energy. I was actually seeing something about T's. Oh, that's so interesting. I was seeing something about T's, and I wrote that in my synchronicities journal, but I still don't know what it means. It kind of looks like a cross section. Like, I don't know if it's actually to do with the letter T. Could be the first or last initial of someone. But I was seeing it as like a cross section, or like a cross beam almost, like how you have one beam that goes that way, one goes that way, and then it holds something up. Maybe like a fulcrum point. Is that what it's called? Or there's like maybe it's a crossroad. It could be like a crossroad where you're faced, like you come to a dead end. It's a wash and you have to choose this way or that way. But the road is wide open, so it's not a dead end. Like it just kind of puts you in a different place. Yeah, still not sure about that T. But what's the tea? People be spilling the tea this month for you, group number 2. Bam. And for some reason, when I saw Bam, I heard Bam Margera, who's from Jackass. So like, maybe there's somebody who's a jackass and they just do some like random ass shit. And so when they come around into your life in July, just, don't let them distract you with their randomness or just whatever. I don't know. Or you could be doing something kind of risky. Okay, you could be doing something risky. Wise. Make the wise choice if you can. Hi. Hi. Make the wise choice if you can. Your guides are saying, hello, we're here if you need us. Make sure to ring us up. DK could be significant. I just unconsciously put those two together. Reminds me of Donkey Kong. Just jumping over those barrels. Just keep going. Keep leveling up. Keep going towards that goal. Don't let things get you off that path. That's kind of the thing I'm seeing here. You're stronger than you think. I'm also getting that message. I didn't use the Z. Let me see if we can use the Z. I like to challenge myself. Maybe this is what this is also a message about too, like challenge yourself to do things that are even a little bit harder, like eat the frog type energy. But yeah, the only vowels we have are I and A. AI could be significant. IT, you did have that too. So something about technology, that's third house. Yeah. Communication, you could be using AI to solve a problem. Oh, we have an E. I forgot. Anyway, I do see Zeta. That's like the only word I'm seeing. I won't go into that, but yeah. I did hear Zine, but we don't have an N. Zine. And a Zine is kind of like a self-published little written pamphlet thing. Yeah, something about Zines could be significant. Never had that word come up before like that. Hibbity bibbity. Ew. Now I'm just having fun with it, but I think that's part of this too. For you, group 2 is like in the month of July, just have fun. It's all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So make sure that you are Dak. I don't know. Maybe just, yeah, shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo people away if they're annoying you. Just focus on what you're doing and how fun you're having and all that. It's good. It's good. Mesh. Mosquito, like mesh. Yeah. It's like using that mosquito net to protect yourself. That's like the boundaries. Wade into those currents, those tides. See if it's helpful. Tame. Somebody may try to tame you. You may be trying to tame someone or taming your focus. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Something about time, moving through time. Zit. Something comes to some kind of an annoyance comes to the surface. Something erupts this month. It's small though, okay? Like it's not going to be big and it's not going to blow up everything or all of that you've worked for. It's just a small annoyance, a person or something that frustrates you and you will have to deal with it. But I'm seeing it's just kind of like a little bit of jackassery, like hibbity bibbity. It's just some bullshit. Group number 2. So don't worry about it. Just be prepared. Understand that this might happen. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it get under your skin like Zit would, you know? Be honest with yourself and then it won't have to like spill out in other areas. Shade. I saw and I heard shade at the same time. People just might be throwing shade. Maybe you're dealing with some haters. Like we did have that aquarium type energy. Like if you're in an aquarium and you're on display or you feel like everybody's watching you, looking at what you're doing, analyzing every move, you might get some shade from some haters and don't let that get under your skin. Don't let that affect your confidence too. Cause like zits also make me think of the way that we see ourselves. I used to have acne as a teen and even through my 20s and stuff. And it does, not only does it hurt, physically it hurts, it's painful. It also affects your self-confidence, how you see yourself, how confident you feel to really show your true authentic face. And it leaves scars too, emotional and physical. So there's something about like, don't turn something small into something big. Don't let it get under your skin because it'll become worse if you do that. If you can just let it go and see it for what it is, be wise about how you're interpreting things, you'll be better off. MK Ultra, Martin Luther King. Let's turn that into a positive. Martin Luther King. TW. That reminded me of DW from Arthur. TW was reminding me of Tuesday, like TWO's day. Tuesday. 2 people. Something about the number 2. Okay, and then I saw bid, and I think I'll leave it there. Bid, something of a bid. Shay. All in a tizzy. I'm getting so much here, group number 2, but I think I'll leave it there. You could want to bid on something, or somebody could be trying to like bid on you and you're just like not having it. White. I said I'm going to stop and then I just keep seeing more. White, I don't know, purification, shat. There's a lot to do with shit and shat and like things that, you know, they need to be released. Purification, white is about purification. Yeah. And so you're getting rid of the crap that weighs you down, I think. Anything that like bound you or kept you stuck, anything that limited you or your ability to move towards this goal and to create what you're trying to do here. Yeah, I did see kite. Okay, so kite. We were talking, you had the koi kite. So letting the currents, water, air, whatever, carry you where you need to go. Water being the emotions, air being the mind, thought. I'm also hearing time. Something about time currents is significant here. It's like divine timing and divine order. And sometimes there is a divine timing where you get like this wave of energy from a time current, or maybe it's like an astrological movement or something at these higher levels or dimensions that will help you to achieve a physical goal or a spiritual goal. Or in this case, I think those are connected for you, group 2. And then it helps you to elevate in some way, because kites fly up in the sky. So it helps you elevate. Ascension could be part of that. I'm seeing shabby chic, whitewash. MIT, somebody, you could be applying for something about MIT. Yeah, something, a lot to do with like technical, something about technicalities or technical things. What? What's that about? Yeah, ask the right questions of the right people. I think you'll get the right answers this month, group 2. And then keep your mouth closed when you don't need to say something, like shh. Keep something a secret. Be mysterious. Oh, I saw DOB, date of birth. Date of birth. And you did have the little boy charm, the like confetti ball. So yeah, somebody could be being born, or a date of birth could be significant. This could be yours because that was in the self position of the charms. So yeah, something about the date of birth. There's a lot of coding and stuff here. There's a lot of like really sort of deeper messages, and they're not super surface level. So I will leave that in your capable hands, capable minds, spirits, and souls, group number 2, to interpret and unpack these messages as the month goes on. If you need to come back and return to this video at any point in the month of July to kind of like see how things are playing out or how things are manifesting, or to remind yourself of some of these messages, feel free to do that as well. And if you feel called to any of the other groups, check them out. And otherwise, yeah, we'll just see you in the next reading. Thank you so much for being here, group number 2. I appreciate your presence here on the channel and in the readings. Thank you for liking the video. If you enjoyed me, the reading, the messages, my reading style, the fact that I put energy into this, like whatever you feel like hitting the like button for, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the support in other ways on the channel. Thank you to the members, Soul Tribe and Soul Family, who support my work financially that way and get the extra additional content and time with me. Thank you for the donors and subscribers who have sent in decks and charms and all sorts of goodies that we use here on the channel. Appreciate that. I love you guys. And thank you to anyone who sends in super chats, super thanks, donations, PayPal, things like that as well. I appreciate that. And I reinvest that into the things for the channel here. Sometimes if I have to, I will use that for food and groceries to sustain me, because I'm also part of this channel. The channel wouldn't exist without me. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. And I love you. And I deeply, deeply thank you for your support. All right. That's enough for me. I'll see you in the next reading, guys. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 3. Last but not least, welcome to your July monthly reading. You chose or were called to the Eagle card. And when I was pre-shuffling and I was just kind of sitting here looking at your card, I was seeing this eagle looking at me kind of like not side-eyeing in a bad way, but like side-eyeing, it's sort of like a cheeky way. So I feel like you're sitting, you're watching, you're kind of observing something slyly, maybe a little bit comical this month. There's something that you are watching go down, and maybe you're just kind of like, huh. You're going to have very clear sight or insight into something this month, group number 3. I'm just getting that message. And you're being called to kind of just sit and watch that go down. Okay, so we have some flipped over cards, which we'll talk about, but I wanted to get clear on the structure of this reading. So we're going to get the main energy, the obstacle to overcome or the challenge this month, and then the blessing as well, and some clarifiers. Then we're going to go into charms, letters, and also the Astro dice. So let's start with the first card, which is the Hanged Man. This is the overall energy. And that's kind of the vibe I was getting from the eagle. Like, you're not flying, you're not moving a lot this month. You're just kind of like watching something go down. And I think you get this different perspective. And there's something kind of silly about it. Like, it's not super serious. Like, you're watching something, but you're just kind of like, like you've got that energy of like, what? And then the obstacle is the Emperor. So the obstacle may be with a masculine energy. I do feel that card as the blessing. Okay, let's just get it. 4 of Cups. The blessing is the 4 of Cups. That's interesting. Oh, you got time to think. That's the blessing this month, is that you've got time to assess the situation. You're not in any rush. That is definitely a blessing, because I know, like, I hate feeling rushed. That's the worst. So you've got like a slower month, group number 2, to be able to contemplate kind of what's going on, or to watch something go down, to assess the situation. The challenge being, though, with the Emperor, that like maybe this is to do with your masculine energy. Maybe you want to move forward, and this month is more of like, no, you just kind of like need to sit back and rest, relax, or watch something happen. Or it's kind of like a standstill moment. Not the entire month I'm feeling, but like there's going to be some significant moments in the month of July where you feel like maybe you're not doing anything. And I think that's why there's this sort of cheeky side-eye energy of like, okay, if you can't do anything, then just have entertainment by watching other stuff. Like, not necessarily distracting yourself, just observing. Like, if you're stuck somewhere, just people watch, like there's something about observing, and you're going to be super observant. So can I get a clarifier, Spirit, on the Hanged Woman here? Clarifier on the Hanged Woman. The World. It's giving me people watchy vibes. Like, you're not involved in something. You're not necessarily taking action on something. You're just kind of watching something happen. Maybe even seeing it from a bird's eye view. I feel like you're a little detached this month, group number 3, but it's a good thing. I'm hearing Martha Stewart. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Like, you're not in a bad position. You're not like being hung out to dry, or you're not feeling trapped in this situation. It's just like, I feel like you kind of just need to watch things unfold and step back and have a sense of humor about it too. Like, I think that's part of being detached and being in that observer mind, is like, don't get involved in it. Don't get sucked into the world drama. There could be some world drama that is unfolding this month, and you're just kind of sitting there as an enlightened or awakened being, looking at it going, silly humans. Like, it's giving me that kind of vibe. I don't know. Take it as it resonates, but there's something about that. And the Emperor, 5 of Swords. Yeah, there's some kind of drama going down this month. Group 3. There's some kind of drama going down. Don't pay attention to it. Like, you can watch it, but don't give it any of your energy. It's kind of the feeling I get. It's something to do with a man, masculine, authority figure, a boss, a father. I'm hearing the word hierarchy. I'm hearing the word teacher-student dynamic. I'm not sure how that fits, but that's coming through. Okay. And the Sun. And these two look like the same person, just in different settings. So this is clarifying the blessing. The Four of Cups is like you have time to contemplate. You have time to look at what is in front of you. Even if it's not satisfying, even if you get a little bored this month, group 3, it's actually a good thing. It's part of the blessing because you're able to, I feel like you're connecting to this higher light or the higher perspective or some kind of consciousness expansion that's going on. Yeah, this looks like an atom. So it's like you're atomically leveling up. Sun could be significant to do that. Maybe you're meant to just go out in the sun. And you know, like when you're at the beach and you just kind of like lie there, you're not really doing anything. And this is, again, it's giving me people watching vibes because it's like you're tanning, you're not doing anything else, and your mind can tend to wander either inward or outward. And I'm seeing you just kind of like watching the world go by around you. But it's like by doing that, you get a perspective on something. You see the time lapse of things unfolding, and you have this context that unfolds. They're showing me somebody who's lived like a really long life. This doesn't have to be you literally, but it's like somebody who's like 94, and they can look back on almost 100 years of experience and how society and humanity has shifted or evolved, technological advancements, changes of governance and structures and things like that. Like imagine living 100 years and being able to see that. Like even in the 30 odd years that I've been alive, there's been some massive up levels and changes. And it's kind of like having this wider perspective, this world view, this bird's eye that is giving you this clarity that you really, really need this month. And so like, don't shy away from these moments of like nothingness where you're just called to watch, observe, or sit back and peer into from the outside what's going on in the world. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Cups. And these cups almost look like marshmallows to me. That's so random. That's very interesting. Something about marshmallows reminds me of like hot chocolate, softness, judgment underneath that, and Ace of Cups. There's some kind of like release happening, 2 5s, and it's a bit chaotic, but I don't think it's directly happening in your life, group number 3. And I've never had this kind of a message come through. Usually it's like very personal to you. This feels much wider than that. And for some reason you're connected or involved in it, or you're perceiving this change or this thing happen. But it's very indirect. It's very indirect. So I don't think that you're going through this grief. I don't think that you're going through this conflict. I don't think that you are facing off against certain dynamics or issues. It's like you're just kind of watching it happen. This is a very interesting message. Let's get some Miracles Now cards. I feel that one. Oh, I make decisions from a place of intuition and power. This is why you're being given this moment to just be, group 3, because it's going to help you make a decision and connect to your intuition. It's going to help you connect to your power. The eagle does definitely talk to me about power. And so does the Emperor. And I think this is the challenge too, is that like to access your power this month, you need to be still. And especially if you're somebody who tends to be more of like a movement-oriented person, or you like to constantly be doing something, this may challenge you to, because what you're actually being called to do is chill out and slow down and just watch and just being present in the moment, being observant of what's going on around you. That's really what's going to help here. And that's going to connect you to your intuition, to your power, and to your influence. I'm hearing as well, something about influence. Oh yeah, the Emperor is a very influential man or woman, right? But it's like they are in a position of power. They are a leader. They have a lot of responsibility. Could be something about that as well. Oh, when in doubt, I play it out. Decisions, doubt, like don't doubt yourself. Yeah, don't doubt yourself, group number 3. I'm seeing, instead of I play it out, just let it play out. let it play out. Stay detached and just like watch it go down, because you're going to see group 3. You're going to see group 3 that something unfolds this month. What is this? What is unfolding this month? Yeah, we'll get one more from this deck, and then we'll get chakra cards and all the other things. But like, what is unfolding this month? Whenever I compare myself to others, I simply say this prayer: the light I see in them is a reflection of my inner light. Inner light, the Sun card. I don't think that there's necessarily a lot of comparison to others going on here. I think this is you seeing the world clearly. It's like you're seeing the world through the lens of your own self, like seeing yourself in the world, observing the chaos and seeing it from this bird's eye view of like, that's something that I'm working on within me. And that's like that archetype arising on the collective scale. It's like you're able to see the macro level stuff this month, group number 3. And you're being called to do that for a reason, because it's going to help level you up in some way. It's going to help you surpass previous limitations, put you into power, self-confidence, security, releasing some of these chaotic energies of the 5s, 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups, so that you can, I guess, shine your light more clearly. That's, like shining your light more clearly. Let's get chakras. Crown chakra, balanced crown chakra at that. I sense infinite wisdom. Yeah, this is very high level consciousness energy. It's a much larger world or universal view. The eagle, very wise. Yeah, very wise and powerful. So I see that being a massive theme. Yeah, super crown chakra energy for sure. And you're connecting to that infinite wisdom. Let's see, you got balanced solar plexus. I do have healthy self-esteem. And the solar plexus can also be connected to your decision making as well, and your ability to take action. That feels connected to that Emperor energy. So if you can take this detached approach, group number 3, you're going to see your self-esteem go through the roof, because you're no longer identifying with this inner or outer chaos. It's like you're just able to watch it, and it's almost like you're watching a show, and it just becomes entertaining, because you're not wrapped up in it. You're not identified with it. You're not subjectively experiencing it quite as much. You're just in the observer role. I keep getting that message so strongly. On the bottom, we have the overactive solar plexus. I do have to be right. So I think that's where the power struggle might come from. Or maybe you're seeing that play out on the world stage, people fighting to be right and like coming from the ego. And you're coming from this expanded crown consciousness where you're just like, it's all just it's like a pantomime. It's like a game or a show. And you're just watching it all go down. That's the vibe. It's such an interesting energy. I was not expecting that for this month ahead, but it's like and what are you able to accomplish from that? Well, I feel like you're able to elevate. You're able to elevate your consciousness. You're able to level up the way that you are perceiving things. And in turn, you're putting yourself into your power. I think this is the reason. So let's get, let's get charms and dice and all of that, letters, all of that. Just feels like you're going to have a much clearer perspective this month, and things are going to be coming into focus. Okay, let's do Astro dice. So for group number 3, 9th house. It's definitely that worldview, 100% worldview. You've got the moon. And Virgo, is that Virgo? Yeah, that's Virgo. Okay. Virgo in the moon in Virgo in the 9th house. Let me put that in order. Yeah, again, I just get this like emotionally detached energy from you, group 3. And I think you're going to be able to step into some kind of a power position, maybe like leadership, where you're able to organize things to help to treat possibly that chaos, whether it's in your social circle or in the world at a larger scale, whatever this is showing up as for you in the month of July. It's like you're able to use what's going on to create some kind of order, or to organize something, even if it's just in your own mind. It's like you're organizing the way that you understand it, or you're organizing perhaps layers of the subconscious mind by identifying what's going on out in the world, because as within, so without, as above, so below, and vice versa. So you're able to look at these macro level patterns and identify where those micro level patterns or archetypes exist within you, and you're able to work through that. Doing some form of study this month could be significant as well. Learning something new, possibly to do with money, emotions, organization, leadership, structures of government. I'm hearing something about teaching as well. Yeah. So do your research, follow your curiosities this month, group number 3. That's going to be helpful, because I feel like you're going to have time to spare. I don't know why, but this month in July, it feels like maybe you're going on vacation. Maybe you're taking some time off. Maybe you're just not as busy. I don't know what's going on, but I'm getting this feeling of like you don't have a lot to do. So you're going to be doing more thinking, more contemplating, more philosophizing. And this is exactly what you're meant to be doing. Let's get charms. For group number 3, what do they need to know in the month of July? I'm hearing the song Freebird. Yeah, your significator was the eagle, literally the representation of freedom. Slow down. The spirit just told me slow down. Yeah, I go a mile a minute. My brain goes even faster than my mouth. So yeah. All right, let's see. God, Jesus. This is why I go too fast and then things just like explode everywhere. And these all fell off, but I'm just going to put them in the categories that they're closest to, because that's what I'm feeling intuitively. Okay, so I feel like this could be a message for you as well. I'm hearing lesson. Oh, let life be your teacher. Lessons in life are being learned through observation, self-observation, and observation of other people. Okay, so in the physical, you have she believed she could, so she did. Physically, you're going to feel powerful when you feel strong in your sense of self. When you detach from anything outside of you, giving validity or validating what or who you are. So the strongest form of personal power this month for you, group number 3, is going to be detachment and self-belief, obviously, here. But I'm seeing you moving mountains in some way by not doing anything. I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm getting this energy of like, you don't have to do anything. You just have to sit there, and all of a sudden things start shifting because you're doing this inner work, I guess. Yeah, you're doing a lot of inner work. You have a lot of angelic support. Look at all these wings. So there's something moving around you, and you just need to stay still. On the mental level, you have this little hermit crab shell, and this one can talk to me about, I was going to say evolution, but they just showed me a hermit crab going into its shell. So you're retreating in some way, detaching from the outside world, and I'm hearing in this world, but not of it. Yeah. Detaching. Got the black starfish. I heard miasma. Okay, so there's some mental purification going on, which could be why you're detaching or you're called to detach. You have the sun, and you did have the sun in your cards as well. So getting out into the sun, getting some solar downloads, some activations from the sun, the star frequency. It's going to help to clear your mind, which is why you may need to hermit a little bit more, or just pull back. a bit in the month of July. And I did mention tanning in the sun, and they were showing me somebody doing that. So I think like taking some days off or time off this month is going to be really helpful. So if you can swing it, group number 3, make that happen, because it's going to be heaven sent, or you're going to get some kind of a realization mentally, right? An epiphany or some mental clearing, or like mental rehabilitation or rejuvenation from the fact that you're able to just observe or get into this state of being that elevates you. Spiritually, it elevates you. And then you have the butterfly in the spiritual. So I think one other group had this one as well here. I can't remember who it was, but they all start to blur together. But there's spiritual transformation here, massive evolution. Yeah, because this one, the spirals, that's why I associate the hermit crabs and this little urchin with evolution, because they spiral out. So there's something evolving. You're spiritually evolving. Yes, this is about your spiritual evolution this month. And it doesn't mean that there's not physical stuff happening, but it's going to be as a result of you being in your power. That's where the wisdom is unlocked. That's where the power, that's where the value is. You have another really big angel wing, and I heard protection really loudly when I went to pick it up, like protection, really loud in my head. So you're very much spiritually protected, and it's kind of on the boundary here between spiritual and emotional. So having these emotional boundaries, spiritual perspective is going to help you to detach, and that is huge protection. You're definitely actually angelically protected. So again, if you're looking at something going on in the outside world, like if there's some kind of drama happening, if there's like some kind, I just heard earthquake. Okay, like this is not a prediction, but it could be. I don't know. Maybe you're like watching the news, or something happens in your area or in the world in some way. Don't get attached to it. Just see it from this higher perspective. Look at it archetypally. Pray for the souls. But I'm seeing that they're protected. You're protected. Everybody's okay. We're all immortal at soul level anyway. So yeah, we can just pray for people's suffering. But not pray for their suffering. Like pray to help ease their suffering. That's what I meant. And that's kind of all we can do. So I'm seeing you just being very emotionally detached, and this being protective for you. In the emotional realm, we do have the beautiful little rainbow. So I feel like everything's going to be okay. Group number 3. I want to say that, like everything's going to be okay. And I think that you know that, like your higher self is really coming through strongly in this reading, and in your perspective in the month of July. The energy you're inhabiting is very elevated. It's a higher level consciousness. It's coming straight through your crown chakra. It's your soul embodiment. So I don't think that you're going to have any emotional turmoil over whatever's going on this month around you. It's like, it's more just entertainment. Like you're throwing roses at people's feet. Maybe you're watching something positive unfold, and again, you're not attached to it, but you're applauding, or something's going on. I just get this energy of like you're just watching, but you're not necessarily emotionally invested. I'm hearing the song Take a Bow by Rihanna. And in that song, she's talking about discovering that her boyfriend is a liar or a cheater. And then she's saying, take a bow because you're really good at acting, because you fooled me for this long. And they were showing me somebody throwing roses at the feet of somebody on stage, like an actor. So you could be discovering something. But for some reason, energetically, intuitively, I'm feeling into this. It's not just what I'm seeing. Like what I'm actually feeling is that you're not upset. If anything, it feels like you already knew. You already knew something was going to go down, or you already knew something was going on. And now it's just coming to light. And you're like, that's why I think you're a little bit entertained. Because you're like, yeah, I've known this for so long, and now here it's happening. And it's like, well, yep, I knew it. Yeah. Okay. Let's move to the self. You've got the heart with the wings on it. I feel like you're elevating. elevating your heart consciousness. And you've also got this little white rabbit. And the white rabbit to me always symbolizes the spiritual quest, spiritual seekers, exiting the matrix, that kind of thing. Yeah, I keep seeing and hearing detaching emotionally helps to elevate your heart consciousness, and you're seeing through the eyes of the heart, the soul, rather than the human ego. You've got the golden starfish, and I did hear level up when I just turned this over. I've never gotten that message from this one before, but I'm hearing level up. Okay. You're leveling up the self. Your identity is expanding. I'm hearing identity shift. Oh. Yeah, because you have this higher perspective. And I think that's why the solar plexus came up too, because that's your identity at the human level. And so you are shifting between these different dimensional consciousness layers of the self and the embodiment. Like I said, I'm getting this vibe that you're not operating from the human level in July, group number 3. You're operating a lot more frequently from the higher self. So you're seeing the world through the eyes of your higher self. You've cleared room in your energetic field to have more of your higher self embodied, which is definitely a level up. You believed you could, so you did. You cleared some physical stuff out in the 3D plane, and then having all of that higher consciousness come in. Wow. What is this one? Never, never give up. Never, never give up. In the self. And it came out on top of this one. What does it say? I feel about you makes my heart lone to be free. I feel about you makes my heart lone to be free. I feel like this is kind of like one of those, like when you read instructions that were translated from a different language, and it's like really funny. Like there's this chiropractic channel, or there's this medical channel that I like to watch sometimes on YouTube, and it's like Dr. Yuri or something like that, and he's Russian or from the Soviet Union. And is that even a thing? Is the Soviet Union still a thing? Oh my God, I don't even know. But he's Russian, and it's like a voiceover AI voice that translates what he's saying, and like some things just don't translate well, and it's really funny. I just like sit there and I laugh. He actually has a lot of really good advice too about like circulation stuff and like muscle things, but I mostly just watch because it's really funny. And if I can remember, I don't know, I'll try to, I don't know, like if I can remember to link it. I probably won't do it because I just know myself, but it's that kind of vibe. It's like you're just seeing how things are mistranslated and you're laughing about it. It's not so serious. It's just funny. It's for entertainment, but there's also useful information in it as well. That's kind of the vibe. So don't give up on yourself or your heart being free, because you did have the wings heart here. So I think there's a lot of freedom in July for you. Got the white star. White star. I'm not getting anything from the white star. We'll come back to it if it's relevant. But I was really having my attention drawn back over here again to, I feel about you, my heart makes lone to be free. It's like you're, detaching to get freedom from maybe even some kind of emotional relational dynamics. Like you're just like not participating in that anymore. You've evolved past it. I just heard. Okay, that's the level up. You've evolved past it. You have the sunflower in the self. This is talking about massive growth. Like you're shooting up through the roof. This could even be like a consciousness expansion that happens so quickly. You're learning a lot. Didn't we have the 9th house? Was that with you guys? Yeah. You're learning a lot just by watching. You could even be channeling some stuff here at group 3 this month. Yeah, receiving downloads, receiving communication from the divine. You got a lot of angelic stuff going on this month. So you could be getting some divine downloads and things, communications that are helping you grow, that are helping you detach, that are helping you expand, that are strengthening your self-esteem and belief. And there's a lot of value in that. You've got the 2, the pink ones are value, and then the gold one is like, wow, super value, and you've got both. So there's so many pearls of wisdom. So many pearls of wisdom that are extremely, extremely valuable that you're getting in the self category. Like this is you and your personal development, leveling up. They keep saying that. You're leveling up massively in terms of your consciousness. Your spiritual evolution is off the charts this month, group number 3. And they keep telling me you're super protected. So if you live in an area of the world where there's some drama going down, or there's some either positive or negative chaos happening, like how do we have positive chaos? Well, it's just kind of like silly drama, I guess, like funny drama, or mistranslations or misunderstandings. If there's something happening around you, you're able to deal with it. You're able to trust yourself. You're able to listen to your higher guidance. You're able to embody that and follow through on that. And this is where it's like there's a breakthrough moment happening. And this is where all the growth is occurring. Okay. Let's get letters now. Okay. For group number 3. Oh, there's one more. V and R, I saw virtual reality. This is a virtual reality. Take the mask off. Just take a look and understand. Something about an X could be significant. This could be where the emotional detachment is coming into effect. Y, that's giving me like masculine chromosome. You did have the Emperor. Yeah, that's masculine, divine masculine energy. The Y chromosome could be significant. Okay, we got... Yeah, surname, sure, sir. Gish. Bomb, there's no extra B there. Bomp, no. And if you guys see stuff, words, names, whatever, you can put them in the comment section as well if you want to share them. It can be helpful for other people, for me, Sure, yeah, sure. I think you're sure of yourself this month, group 3. You're very sure of yourself. X chromosome, XY, that's a man, yeah. Because X is female, Y is male, and then XY is male. Shy, give, PM, Prime Minister. I was getting something to do, like the Emperor is leader, like leader energy, bosses, things like that. Prime Ministers, this could be like the, well, here in Canada, we have, Trudeau. We've got him as a Prime Minister, woohoo. That's sarcastic if you can't tell. And we've got, they're showing me some Prime Minister from England, Britain. I don't know who the Prime Minister of Britain is. I am not a political person at all. I'm like Switzerland when it comes to that stuff. And I think the reason I'm even mentioning that is, again, because you're going to be like Switzerland this month, group number 3. You're just like, I'm not getting involved. Y'all do your things. I'm going to stand back here. But there's something about like leadership, masculine leadership. Don't be shy. Be sure of yourself, self-esteem, confidence. Boss. It could be with your boss. Yeah, that's... Oh, look. I just looked at the cards and there's this little unicorn rainbow that was sitting on this one, the decision card. Intuition and peace. Okay. I'll put that back in the charm bag. But yeah, no, the Emperor, where is he? Right now. The Emperor is a boss. So this could be you bossing up, or this is a struggle with a boss or something going on with a boss. Your boss. Your boss. Hype. Don't believe the hype. More, ask for more. Bus. Oh, that's giving me like Rosa Parks energy. ask for more. Like, no, I will not sit at the back of the bus type of energy. Like maybe there's some kind of like an uprising or a revolution happening in the world, or just in maybe like in your work environment or with a boss or something. Maybe you're meant to have the self-esteem to step up or something like that. Asking for more. Yes. Yes. I'm hearing the word that, or the name Victor. It's not here, but I'm hearing Victor. Okay, so I'll just say that. I'll leave it there. It's for someone. Bore. Okay, you might get a little bored this month, group 3, because you had that 4 of Cups, which is literally boredom and discontent. So you might get bored with the status quo, and that's why maybe looking to make some changes or watching for an opportunity to make some kind of an upgrade. Yes, yes. Hyper. Oh, and hyped. I feel like you're going to get a lot of energy. You're going to have a lot of energy, which might be why you're getting bored. But I'm just feeling like you need to like slow down, rest. Vigorous. I don't think, can we spell it? Can we do it? Not really. Sort of, not really. I don't think that's how you spell it. There's probably another O in there somewhere. Vigorous. But yeah, it's like, you're hyped up. There's some kind of vigorous energy. I saw yip. Like a little dog, like little dogs that have all this energy and they're like running around all over the place, yipping and yapping. Maybe you're just watching somebody do that and you're just like, look at them go. I don't know. XM radio. I saw Rose, I heard Rose, and I saw that we had the letters for Rose. You did have that rose in the emotional realm. Yeah, something about a rose is significant. Maybe somebody gives you some roses. BS. Watch for the BS. Oh yeah, that was when I heard the song. Yeah, I'm hearing it again. Grab your clothes and get gone. Yeah, go on and take a bow. Mug. VIP, you're getting VIP status. Mug reminds me of like office and work and stuff like this. So there's something to do with a boss. You're finding something out. Maybe there was some kind of hype. Mug also reminds me of coffee. You had hyper and hyped. So there's something about energy levels, an X, bullshit, acting, finding something out, being entertained. What the heck is going on? Oh, rose also makes me think of like you rose above something. Again, this elevated energy is, I think, the overarching theme of your month, group number 3. I see a couple of other words here. We've got pyre, and I also saw pour. So pyre, talking about maybe like a funeral pyre or something, like you're laying something to rest. Saying goodbye to something, burning some bridges perhaps, but you're like really detached. You're just like, well, this is what needs to happen, so that's what I'm going to do. But I also saw pour as in like maybe you've poured your heart out. No, that's pour. Pour is the pores on your skin. Okay. You have to look really close up to see someone's pores. Unless they're accentuated by like something. Oh, the eagle eye. The eagle. I'm looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm wearing my reading glasses right now, and I'm like, I can see better with my glasses on. So there's something that's getting magnified, or something that you're seeing more close up, or you have this macro level perspective of something that is very small, or seemingly or was imperceptible, but you see it super clearly, because the eagle, they can fly like meters, like thousands of meters up above, miles up in the sky, and they can see like the tiniest little thing moving on the ground because they've got eagle eyes. I always wonder what it would be like to look through the eyes of an eagle. Maybe someday I'll channel that. I've channeled a couple of other animals, and it was really cool, but not eagles. So there's something about you being able to see, right, like these little tiny things. Sieve. And I keep getting the word hyena, but we don't have the other words for it. Or letters, I should say. Letters for it. We don't have the N or the A, but I was getting hyena. So like you're going to be laughing at something. Maybe it's the downfall of a tyrannical leader, because the hyena makes me think of Lion King, and they worked for Scar. Yeah, and then his downfall came. So, and then we were talking about the emperor and like boss, prime minister energy. There's some kind of like a leader who's not meant to be in leadership, and that there may be some drama around that person. This could be a sore spot for you. I don't know how. It's like your point of view, maybe the old point of view was a sore spot, but I think this is where the elevation comes in, because you are able to see something from in this detached way where this is what allows you to level up. Sire could even be your father. So the person who sired you. Gum. Getting unstuck. That's going to be the result of this month. You're going to get unstuck. Yeah. Your GM, your general manager. Yeah, there's boss energy here. I don't know what the heck is going on with it, but it's there. Bish. Busy. You might, Canadian, something about Canada. I did mention Prime Minister, and for my other fellow Canadians, how do you feel about Justin Trudeau? Let's not make this into a political argument. Let's just like, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't even ask, how do you think about that? Because I don't know. Gore. Al Gore? Who's Al Gore? Oh yeah, he was like presidential candidate, and then he went on to do all of that like climate stuff. Yeah, this feels very political. What? This is so not my area of expertise. Like I don't pay attention to any of that. I literally live under a rock when it comes to that. Something about regret and flipping that around, because the R turned upside down, and you had the hanged man and the hanged woman, which is like the reversal of the energy. So there's something about maybe regulating yourself, healing some kind of regret. Significant other, SO. That's like a thing that people say nowadays. I've heard that slang, like SOP, your significant other, your SP, your significant person. Something about that. STP. Sipping on your coffee. Is somebody sipping some coffee or some tea right now while listening to this reading? Did you just take a drink of water? You never know with these kinds of things. Spirit will have things align in divine order like that. I've seen that happen with myself and with other people commenting. H&M. Maybe it's some kind of like a big business thing. Thank you, TY. Thank you. Or this also reminds me of TY's. I'm a millennial, older millennial, but I grew up with a lot of Beanie Babies. I still have my Beanie Baby Bear collection. Maybe something from the past gives you some kind of value here. Rex. T-Rex. Yes, I just mentioned something from the past, and then the T-Rex, that's dinosaurs are from the past. And T-Rex feels like Tyrannosaurus, reminds me of Tyrannicosaurus Rex. Like there's some like Boss-Zilla energy that I'm tapping into in this reading. And I feel like you're just kind of, it's almost like The Office with Michael. If you're not a fan of The Office and whatever, but like I'm just a huge fan of The Office and I love it. And it's like giving me Michael vibes, where it's like Michael was not a tyrant, but he was ridiculous, and he was not a very good boss in a lot of ways. In some ways he was, but I feel like you're just kind of like sipping your coffee or your tea with your head down, kind of just like looking up at whatever is going on in this situation, and you're just kind of shaking your head. But it's kind of funny. I feel like it's giving me like you are Jim in this scenario. You're like the rational, sane one. And you're just watching the shenanigans go down of like Dwight and Michael. And you're just like, oh my God, what is this world? What is happening? And having a sense of humor about it is going to be productive this month. So keep yourself busy in that way, and then you won't feel bored or, I mean, because Jim, that's another thing. This is archetypal stuff, and Spirit will use references from books and stories and TV and movies and all of that stuff to get the message across, especially for me, because I love that. And in the office, Jim got really bored because technically he was overqualified for the work that he was doing. I mean, he was just really intelligent, and he would get bored really easily, and there was a lot of mismanagement. So he found fun in poking fun at Dwight or like messing with his boss, Michael. And it's just like, you know, it's that kind of thing. Like maybe you're entertaining yourself by watching these sillinesses go down or something like that. You know, it's just like ridiculous. Very. Like a lot of something. Very. It's like there's something is expanding. Something's being blown up, okay? And you're just going to be sitting there kind of sipping your tea, looking at it, being like, okay, well, you know, whatever. It is what it is. I feel like you've got a good grip on things. You're able to stay solid. Like that's the vibe I'm getting in July. You're able to stay just really solid and you're fine. Him, yeah, there's something to do with a man. You probably know who this is if it says him, because you're like, oh yeah, him. Like I know him. XT. Oh yeah, XP reminds me of like experience points. Again, leveling up. Thank you. I'll take that experience point. I'll level up. Maybe you're getting a promotion in your job. But this feels more spiritual to me, but that's just always kind of my lens of viewing things anyway. So take it as it resonates. I did see GIP and I don't know. Maybe that's like initials or something. Or that's an acronym for something. I'm not sure what GIP means. Oh, I saw burst. Burst onto the scene. Something's bursting. Breaking news, I'm hearing. They're showing me a bunch of people in an office setting whispering to each other. It's like, did you hear so-and-so did this? There's some kind of news. There's something that's coming forth. It's kind of like, it's giving me sort of gossipy vibes, but it's not gossip. Like, I don't know. It's just news. But it's very entertaining. Which is good because it helps to like quell your boredom if you were bored. Maybe you've instigated something. I don't know. Oh, I just got piss. Like you piss someone off or someone pisses you off. Or someone's pissed off. Bert and Ernie. Relationship issues. Same sex could be something about third party. Didn't we have that earlier? I can't remember now. I can't remember, but there's something about Brr, it's cold in here. It's like somebody's getting iced out and somebody's pissed off, but you're just kind of like, nope. Bye. Convey. Or that could be a name. Strip. A bus strip, like a Mobulus strip. That's what that reminds me of. Mobulus strips are like, they go loop back on themselves. Something about that, like gravitational. Is that what a Mobulus strip is? If you guys know what that is, can you put in the comments? The other thing I got from this was like, stripper? I don't know. Maybe you're stripping off something, or maybe you hear somebody, like a prime minister was caught with like a stripper or something. You know how those types of things, like those kind of dramas go down. I don't know. It's something. Gripe. A lot of people going to be complaining. Don't get involved. I'm hearing don't get involved. Just like listen to it, but remain detached. I don't even know if that's how you spell gripe, but maybe it's this one. Meh. I don't know. Don't gripe about it. Bust. Grr. My Sharona. I don't know. Sharona. We can't spell it. My Sharona. Oust. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Somebody's being ousted. Somebody's being busted. Yeah, somebody's being busted for something. Share? Like, share? Maybe somebody just has one first name or they're like very iconic like that and they're getting busted for something. Somebody you know. I don't know if you know this person personally or what. Jip, maybe somebody ripped someone off or somebody ripped you off and you're sitting back and watching their karma unfold. Oh, it just channeled through. I saw it and it like came right out of my mouth. And then I was like, okay, that's what this is. You're watching somebody's karma unfold. And like you knew this was going to happen and it's somehow justification. And you were just kind of sitting around waiting for this to go down. And then now it does in July. And you're not like dancing on anybody's grave or anything like that. You're like mildly entertained by the fact that you knew this was going to happen and then it did. But you're remaining detached and you're rising above it. So there's like no revenge or anything. It's just kind of like, okay, well, that's karma. Like, I told you so. Like, it's kind of that vibe. It's like, I told you so. Okay, group number 3. I think I'm going to leave it there. So I could go on and I'm having fun with this, but we'll do more of these types of readings if you guys enjoy them. I'm getting back into the letters and the charms and I'm having fun with it. So let me know how you guys like this style of reading and stay tuned for lots more readings to come in the month of July and beyond. Much appreciation and gratitude, guys, for being here on the channel with me and allowing me to connect to this energy and read these messages for you. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. As always, apply the messages that feel like they are for you. Come and check back with this reading later on through the month if you forget certain themes and see how things play out. Maybe some of this won't make sense right now. It might make sense later. So keep that in mind as well. All right, guys, I love you so much. I'm in deep gratitude for all the support I get here on the channel. Thank you for liking the video if you enjoyed the reading or you just liked vibing with me. Thank you for supporting my work in other ways. Thanks to the members for supporting my work and getting the additional pick a card readings ad-free on the member side of the channel, and to the Soul family members who get the live streams as well and the additional tutorial content. Thank you to the donors who send in donations and decks as well. That really helps to support the channel and my work here, and it makes me feel really abundant. So thank you guys. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye.